Hellos. We will be started very shortly. I could be doing anything else right now. I could be playing some other games that have come out, but no, I'm here playing Zenless. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, we'll just get the basic. It is very funny how all the lines overlap at the same time. Oh, that's right. I should do this. Let's see here. I'll do this one because I'm missing out. I went and bought Ice Jade Teapot for my lighter. And by bought, I mean I just exchanged the tokens for it. So... I don't remember if these characters have any equipment on them. I think they do.
My apologies.
Spider Dash! Eat this! Out of my way! Oh!
Let me start a poll real quick. Have fun with that.
Don't blink! Cheap tricks! Eat this! Night charge!
Use it all 100 points. Dial 2 for a chat.
Oh, they reset Shiyu. I forgot about that. They're ending Deadly Assault early because they're doing the update, so it's a shame. If you want to do stuff with Pompey, you got to do it now. Players are having a field day with Pompey. I already got to the rewards, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. What's on the agenda? I am going to talk about the selector that nobody talked about, which is actually more important than the others. I don't know why no one talked about it. But first, how long have we been going? 10 minutes? We can wait a little bit longer for people who haven't seen it yet. What else? We can go here real quick. Norma and Dylan gave Soldier 11 the best Pompeii clear ever. Yes. Soldier 11 bullies Pompeii. Especially now with her potential unlocking actual real good stunners. Exceptionally good stunners. I still haven't gotten to done stage 70 in this. So I could try to do that real quick. Have people been enjoying this mode? So I've had fun. It's just not something I go to regularly. Any unit is defeated. Boost remaining damage to... Okay, so the trick is to kill everyone at once. $27 AP is actually pretty good, though. Do you mean like in terms of like that's +3 for AP? That's pretty good. Getting +4 is really hard. If I put myself up here, you can actually see the stuff that I'm working with. AoE damage. Nope. This guy's pretty good against everything. Let's see. You are... Yeah, it's you and probably you, right? No. They only got one of y'all. That's fine. So who else should we pick here? We got 6 more to work with. I think we should have a... The ultimate's AoE, but that's not really what we want. I mean, most of the ultimates are AoE, to be fair. Which of these 3 guys? The tank AoE, but that's not really what we need. Anyone have regular attacks where they are AoE? I don't think so. We'll try this out then. Now we have 3 more to work with, so we will pick the... Where did she go? We will pick you. Hit him on the line! Yeah! There we go. My guys might die now. No, he won't die. He's immortal. That's what's so great about him. He just refuses to die. The Jake and the Whale are OP. Okay. I have not had too much experience using the Shark, but I do know Jake is pretty good. He's alright. Use healers. Okay. I mean, that's a recommendation. You don't have to. Let's see where this gets me. Without doing anything. What happens? Oh, well, he's gonna... Devil Boo's gonna die because his whole shtick was trying to hit multiple enemies, and we don't need that anymore. Why did no one tell me we should have brought in multiple healers? I feel like they should have told me that. That's kind of annoying. Night Boo is so good for not having to really do anything. You can go, and you can go, and... Where's Avakabu? Is Avakabu even that good? I don't think he is, but I'll use him. I could do run double tanks. And then have one guy in the back row. We'll just throw in Jake, because why not? Uh-oh. Some of them died. But that's a sacrifice. We'll have to try it again if we want the full rewards, you know. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Here's the weird thing, though, about Thunder Metal on Yanagi. Thunder Metal on Yanagi is actually not... How do I phrase this? From what I've heard, the way Thunder Metal works is that you only get the buff while the enemy is shocked. But if you're playing Yanagi in a Disorder team, you're trying to end shock as quickly as you can. Because you're trying to bring in another attribute instead. So Thunder Metal Yanagi is only, from what I've heard, it's only really good if in like with Valina. But Yanagi with Valina is already not that good. So, I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't know if... I mean, I guess if you're playing Yanagi with Nangong and whatever other support, yeah, that's fine. Because that's basically hyper carry Yanagi. I just don't know if it's meaningfully better than, like, Freedom Blues or whatever. I don't even know what the best generic set is for anomaly agents now. I guess it's Freedom Blues just because of Valina, but like... You take him out, bring in the king, have the kings go behind and kill them all. It's an idea. And these two will keep him alive. That did not work. That did not work at all. Why'd he die so quickly? They got on him. If I did this. And then I do this. That way they're not targeting him first. Doesn't look like this is working either. He could not kill the Bang Boo by himself. Gambling Cat Shining Aria? My guess is you were trying to figure out, like, Turbo Stun Yanagi. That's the only thing that makes sense in that context. Did I even level up the king himself? I did. He should be pretty good. Everyone should be at max levels. And relatively good equipment. Oh, their max HP is increased. Well then, now I know who to use. Gambling Cat, that's because players forgot that Trigger is a character, I guess. Who does true damage in this? I forgot. I feel like there was a couple who did like true damage, and now I can't remember them. I think he does. It's one of these things where he does damage based on, yeah, a percentage of their max HP. And then he dies. Great. Yeah, the build videos for Trigger are not new because nothing about Trigger has changed. So there's nothing new to talk about. It's like, yeah, Trigger's still doing the exact same thing she's been doing since version 1.6. Like, there's nothing new to say. Where are the rest of the supports that will prevent me from dying? This guy gives a shield. This guy does give some heals and a barrier. I don't know if he's the right choice for this. Let me try that. I don't think that it will change that much. Get off this support filter, pretty please. If I can target their back row, that'll be better. No, wait, it's the bullseye one that targets the back row, not this one. A little bit of a mistake on my part, but it's fine. It's no longer fine. No! Maybe I could... Nah, I won't use him then. Yeah, he's supposed to target the back row. He targets... Who does he hit again? He just targets a single enemy. I thought there was a thing where someone targeted specifically the guy in the back. I think it's the bullseye. Yeah, he targets the guy in the back. I think. I might be wrong about that. Well, this won't be good. Yeah, that's not working. Zenichi, it is very unlikely that brand new characters will get life-changingly, that's not what I was trying to say. It's very unlikely that new characters are going to get the brand new builds. Like, yeah, Clarette is getting a drive disc set for her. But that does not mean that, like, the next, like, when Phoenix comes out, whatever drive disc set they make for Phoenix does not mean it's going to also be the best one for Bernice. Maybe it will be, but there's a chance it isn't. You can't bank on that. It's like, oh, she's going to get buffed. Like, nah, we don't know. We just don't know. Do I just need more tanks? I can do this, and then, have this guy. I don't think this will be better. Not you. Try this out. See what happens. Oh, so he's just gonna die first. Great. That's not what I wanted. Perfect. We'll get him out of there. They just have so much more health than I do. Night Boo's whole gimmick is that he can't die, but he's dying pretty quickly. Oh, but this looks like to be the one, unless... Oh, look, he almost died. His health was at 0 when that last thing hit. All right, that's the title. Every 10 seconds, all units gain this thing. Okay. So this is supposed to be like burst. Use a burst comp, basically. Uh... Yeah, we can do this. We'll see how this works. Oh, he's not getting... Oh, he kind of is. I didn't even notice what the gimmick of this one is. Like, I didn't notice a real difference. They all just seem to die. I looked away for 1 second, and then they all died. Streaker, as you were being told, yes. Well, I will talk about Pulchra, but I will not talk about her build. Pulchra's build should be King of the Summit because her damage is never good enough to justify buffing it. What's the gimmick for this one? When anyone's defeated, deal damage equal to 50% of max speed to all enemy units within one tile. Huh. That seems like a frustrating gimmick. What's her healing again? Only within 2 tiles. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Why are these now so easy? I was stuck on that one for a while. That's interesting, Omega Balls. I don't think Yishuan is as good. The reason I would not say Yishuan is tier 0 now, because at best, the argument was, well, if you're fighting an Ether weak boss, Yishuan is by far the best Ether DPS in the game. Or crit DPS, to be more specific. So you're going to use her every single time. But then they handed every single player Pyroas. And Pyroas is also dumpstering the same fights that you were using Yishuin to dumpster. So they've reduced max HP. Well then. Recommend for control collaborators. I don't know which ones are the control ones. I guess it's when their ultimate says control or something, but and they're mostly workaholics, so oh great, they're no good like DPS control guys from the what are these guys called again? Report lovers. Thank y'all. We love to see it. He might die instantly. So I'm going to take him out. Why did they have the tank in the back? Oh, so this did not turn out well. New plan, new strategy. I'm gonna go in for 30 minutes. I think I can take a break here and actually start the conversation that I wanted to have. I need to set this up still, so hold on a moment. There's that, and then I don't need this one. I can just leave this here. That's fine. In terms of structure, I did not have a very strong structure for this. So I'll just try to go with the usual. I clicked on achievements, I guess. Oops. How should I introduce this one? I can adjust this a little bit. Whoops. I'm trying to line this up. Hold on. Try to line it up so it's bigger on y'all's screen. But I'm still running to the issue of it's not wanting to line up. Flush with my icon. I could just do that and call it a day. That works. Let me check to see. Oh, that's right. I wasn't going to be using this. I was going to be using Gacha base because I think it's better. For a better layout, I should say. Yeah, I think this looks better. It's more visible. Because when you zoom in on Nano Cut, it starts to cut the makes the paragraph boxes really narrow, and it's not great for looking at. But you can still see these, and you'll miss this part of the side of the screen. But there shouldn't be anything important on this side anyway. If I'm that zoomed in, I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. How do I start this off? Oh, I forgot to mention. My grandma. For those of you who may have forgotten, because I haven't mentioned this in a while, I effectively became my grandmother's caretaker, and she has celebrated her 90th birthday. She's old. That was fun. Good times were had by all yesterday. Or was it yesterday? There's like, obviously there's like the day of your birth, and then there's the day of your birth that people will actually celebrate. Because growing up, my mom always did the thing where you just celebrated it on the weekend. So it was like, I never quite remembered like when. Like for my siblings, I never quite remembered like, wait, when exactly is their birthday again? It's all in this like nebulous bubble of, we'll just do it on the weekend. It's like, okay, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. It's efficient. So that way when you invite people, they'll be available or something, right? That's the goal. So how do I start off this video? I'll try this out. Howdy, my name's Yojimbo Blade, and today, Zenless recently announced. I don't need to say that today, because they did it yesterday, or a few weeks ago. That's the bit. Howdy, my name's Yojimbo Blade, and today, well, should I say, a week ago, Zenless announced the selectors, the agent selectors, where you can pick any agent that you want. But there's one selector that I've heard nobody talk about, and it's probably more important than the others that you could talk about. It's the A rank selector. If we go to HoYoLAB, do they say it there? They probably do. On their official announcement for 3.1, it should be somewhere in here. If we go to channel, I'm not going to sign in. Official should be in notices or info. Let's scroll down. Is that it? That was not it. So keep scrolling. Do they say it here? They should. Wow, they just don't say it. Huh. That's kind of weird. I guess I'll include that in the video now. A couple weeks ago, they announced the A rank selector, but if you go to look this up, you really won't find anything about it. For some reason, nobody's just bothering to mention it. I guess they don't think it's important, but I do, because if you're a relatively new player, this is one of the most important things you could possibly do if you're just starting out. Which of these A ranks should you get on the A rank selector? Now, before that, I know people have been asking me, who should you pick on the other selector? So I already made a chart for this. Here's who you can get from the free selector. It's these 5 characters. None of them are very good. So it doesn't matter who you pick. Pick whoever you want. Lucia is probably the best, but she is the best for specifically 5 agents that are all of the Rupture category. And if you don't have any Rupture agent, Lucia is not worth getting. And that's about it. The problem with talking about these characters, like which of these are better? You already have a better DPS if you're playing the game. It's called Pyroas. Pyroas is better than both of them. So again, your choice. Pick whichever you want. It does not matter. And then there's the paid selector. The paid selector, Jane, is also a part of this. Last time it was $155. None of these characters are worth $155. So get them if you want to get one. Again, get whoever you want. No, outside of Seed in her best team, which is Cecilia, none of these characters are, again, worth $155. If you're going to get it, fine, but like, just make the decision that you want because you want to play them. And then we have the rerun selector. These characters are actually substantially better than the rest. Maybe not substantially better, but Dylan's really good. Yuzo's really good. Harumasa, if you learn how to play him, is also really good. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, back to what the actual topic of today's video is. The A rank selector. I was going to do a method of like ranking each one, but then I quickly realized that that discussion boiled down to, I didn't like how that discussion was boiling down. So I decided to just pivot to talk about each agent individually. Now, the reason the A rank selector is important is because whenever you're pulling for a character, I should say, whenever you're pulling for a limited agent, you're going to pick up some A ranks along the way. And sometimes those A ranks could be beneficial, and sometimes those A ranks don't really do anything for you. So the reason this is important, it's because this is going to be a perpetual thing going forward. Based on what they said in the live stream, the game is no longer going to just offer you 2 A ranks. You are now going to have to pick the A ranks and their W engines. I'll open that tab up too. It's harder to find because there are more A rank W engines that don't have anything to do with the characters. But basically, if they say the exclusive thing over here, that just means that's designed for that character in mind. So let's go in release order. Or, actually no, pivot that, change that. So instead, we're going to talk about what kinds of characters would you want to select on an agent selector. So for example, there's a character coming out. Her name is, if I can find her. They have her picture here, barely. Can I find it over here? Barely. What's happened to her picture? I guess she's a wanted criminal. That's why we don't have her picture. Oh, this is very helpful, game. Why does anyone have her picture? It's funny. We have the wanted criminal, Remiel. She's wanted, that's why no one has a good photo of her. If you're going to pull for Remiel, you're probably going to want more anomaly agents. Which means you'd probably want to pick a character like Piper as one of your A ranks. But wait, what if you're pulling for Sigrid next? Well, Sigrid's a nice attacker. Piper doesn't really care about her, and Sigrid doesn't really care about Piper, so who should you pick? Well, maybe you swap out Piper for Sokaku. Hey, she's an ice support. She'll buff up Sigrid, you know? It's not a bad idea. This is why this is kind of important. I should rephrase that. This is why I think this is more important to talk about than the free selectors. Because this is a one-time choice. Once you make this choice, you don't ever have to think about it again. Outside of living with the regret that you chose Lucia because you got FOMO'd into pulling her in 2.8 and then they gave her out for free again. And now you're just really upset. But outside of these, it's like a one and done deal. You pick these characters once and then you don't have to think about it. The A rank selector is when you're going to want to be thinking about every single patch. And especially if you're a new player, this is something that no one else is going to teach you. No one's going to sit down and instruct you, go one by one of the ins and outs of all of these characters on a personal level. That's why, if you hear nothing else from me today, please go out and experiment with these characters for yourself. Learn and understand why some of these characters are good and bad on your own. You will become a much better player that way, period. The key word is knowledge and understanding. If you understand, knowing is half the battle. If you understand why some of these characters are good or bad, you will become an automatically better player, period. So let's go in order. Let's talk about Ambi. Heisenberg, the way they showcased it, it didn't look permanent. It looked like you could change it whenever. What I'm saying is when you're trying to pull for like Sigrid and you don't change it away from Piper and you're a brand new player, it's like, well, Piper's not helping your Sigrid out. So you probably want to change that to another character who would actually help you build a Sigrid team. In theory. Let's talk about Ambi real quick. And the way I'm going to talk about these characters is I'm going to go over them incredibly quickly. Because I think what's more important to talk about is their mindscapes. The interesting thing about A ranks is that you can get multiple versions of them more easily, in theory. So their mindscapes are kind of more important to talk about. Ambi is a stun agent. She's not very good. Ambi's playstyle is to do a bunch of basics, to then lead into her EX, and then have her dodge counter help build up her energy. Kind of. I say that... How do I phrase this? Ambi's playstyle revolves around basics into EX, into dodge counters, into basics. But it's not good. All of her dodge counter is bad, and they always interrupt her basics. And her basics are also really slow and don't deal enough damage or daze. So overall, we're not starting off well. But hey, maybe her mindscapes will do something to help. Let's look at these real quick. I could have scrolled down here. It should be I can just press that because I scrolled right past them. Mindscape 1 gives her more energy when she hits with the 4th hit of her basic attack. I don't know if this is actually her basic 4 or her basic Thunderfall, because they're labeled differently. Ambi's a very simple agent to play. The problem is her weakness is in her simplicity. She wants to do one very specific game plan, but she is not good enough at doing that game plan. So she kind of falls apart. Basic 2, your basic Thunderbolt, and this is why I'm not sure if this counts as her basic 4 or the 4th hit of any basic string. That's why I don't know if she actually gets this buff if you play her correctly. Basically, your basic attack Thunderbolt deals more damage while the enemy is stunned. But you kind of don't want to use Ambi after the enemy is already stunned, because you'd rather use a real DPS. So that kind of doesn't do anything. And then when your EX hits an enemy who isn't stunned, the daze is buffed by 10%. That's not nothing, but you wish it was something. Mindscapes 3 and 5 are all damage and daze buffs. So for Ambi, the daze is important. But it's not important enough because she doesn't do enough daze. Her daze multipliers are lower than Nicole's. Period. Like, all of her moves have lower daze than Nicole's. Now, because she's a stun agent, her impact is higher, so there's that multiplier that she gets that Nicole won't. It's just unfortunate that her daze is really low. Not really low, but it's too low to be relevant to her on-field... How do I phrase this? For being an on-field stunner, you wish her daze was higher, and it's just not. Mindscape 4. When you use a chain attack or an ultimate, off-field electric agents recover 3 energy. This does not matter for any of your teams. There is not a single electric agent who looks at this Mindscape and says, oh man, that's exactly what I needed. 9 energy at maximum. No, this does not help. Mindscape 6. Most of these characters that have... How do I phrase this? Most of these characters have a Mindscape 6 that turn them into a DPS if they aren't one. Ambi's not a DPS, so her Mindscape 6 says, after using EX, your basics deal more damage. Oh, okay. That's not good enough, sorry. So the problem with Ambi is Ambi does not deal enough damage or daze. And her playstyle is so susceptible to enemies literally doing anything. As soon as you dodge counter, you're kind of stuck going back into your basic 1 and basic 2, which do not deal electric damage. And then you'll be hit again by enemies because your dodge counter is very quick and does not have any ending invulnerability. So if you're a brand new player, Ambi is the first agent that you get, and you don't need more of her. Now, I've played DPS Ambi. That's not to say you can't play any of these characters. Just understand that this character is not really going to help most teams that you are pulling for now. Like when Sigrid is running and you try to pull for Sigrid, Ambi is not going to help Sigrid in any meaningful way. Even if Sigrid were electric, Ambi would not help her in any meaningful way. Next is Nicole. Nicole's an ether support. She's really good. Why is she really good? She's really good because of this thing that right here. When she does any move, the target's defense is reduced by 40% for 3.5 seconds. This is a pretty short time, but this buff lasts a lot longer with her EX, her chain attack, and ultimate. Because when she shoots out her black holes, they keep hitting enemies. So that's really good. In fact, she's so good that most teams don't even care about her additional. I didn't talk about Ambi's additional and core because they don't matter. Nicole's actually do matter because she's actually good. She's so good, her additional doesn't matter. Mindscape 1 is more anomaly buildup on your EXs. At first glance, this is like kind of nothing. It's also more damage, but whatever. But when you actually play Nicole in anomaly teams, there are a couple hypercarry anomaly teams you can play, where you play one anomaly agent and then a stunner and a support, essentially, or 2 supports. In those teams, Nicole is actually kind of good because not only are you still getting the defense reduction on enemies, you're also having more anomaly buildup if you want. That's kind of neat. Mindscape 2 also gives you more energy. When your core is triggered, it is incredibly easy to trigger Nicole's core. So this is actually really nice. It's convenient. This is her Mindscape 4. Mindscape 4 increases the diameter of her energy fields. That's what they call it here. You might see them as black holes. That's perfectly fine. This is really important. At first glance, you might think the diameter changes. Does that really do anything? The answer is yes, because that means you can group up mobs of enemies more easily. It also means that this move will hopefully not miss, in theory. Now, if you're just fighting one enemy, the diameter thing doesn't really matter that much. But when you're fighting mobs of enemies, like in Shiyu Defense, this is really useful for getting them all grouped together, so that way your Soldier 11 will not miss. That's the other thing I didn't talk about. Soldier Ambi, sorry. She's not Soldier Ambi, that's just Ambi. The other problem with Ambi's attacks are really stubby. I'm not going to show them to you because I want you to play the character for yourself. I want you to figure this out on your own. Realize by playing the character, you will experience why she is not very good. Go into the training room. How do I show this? Go into the training room, turn on the robot mech guy, make it so he can't get stunned, or maybe you can make it so he's stunned, but make it so he doesn't take damage, and try to use Ambi. You will quickly understand why Ambi is not very good. Have him active so he's actually trying to hit you with stuff. And then Nicole's Mindscape 6 is a bunch of crit rate. What? Yeah, Nicole's Mindscape 6 just says, yeah, here's more crit rate for the team. It's technically for the team. The way it's worded is that all of Nicole's stuff is debuffs on enemies. So she's debuffing the enemy so that your crit rate is increased when you hit them. It's really weird. You can't see this in the stat screen. But the way people just talk about it is she gives you 15% crit rate. Even though that's not literally what's happening, that's practically what's happening. This is why Nicole is one of the best A ranks in the game, period. In fact, one of the best agents in the game. Nicole just does a lot for not needing to do that much. Granted, her debuff time is pretty slow. So as you play her, you will realize, oh, I need to switch her in more frequently if I want her debuff more, if I want the uptime of her debuff to be more active. Next is Corrin. Corrin's a physical DPS. She's pretty good if you put her in the right team. Corrin is slow, and her attacks have a pretty short range. So if you don't have a team that can help her figure that stuff out, she will become much, much worse. But there are teams where you can figure that out, and that doesn't become an issue. And in those teams, yeah, nothing wrong with her. Her core and her additional just say, I deal more damage. That's fine. I'm not going to teach you how to play all of these characters. I'm just going to go over what they do. Corrin's a DPS. She does damage. Mindscape 1, here's more damage on your chain attacks and ultimates. Mindscape 2, reduce the target's physical resistance by up to 10%. That's pretty good. It's also pretty good for dial-in teams and Suna teams because it makes those characters deal more damage than they would have otherwise. On these characters, their Mindscapes 3s and 5s are kind of important because they are DPSs, so Mindscapes that just increase their DPS are always pretty good. Mindscape 4 just gives her more energy. Nothing really much to talk about there. Mindscape 6 is more, here's a bunch of damage. It's pretty good. You like damage? Well, here's a lot of it. Great, fantastic. We love it. Yeah, there's not much to talk about. Corrin's a DPS. She does DPS stuff. I want you to play the character for yourself and figure her out. If you love Corrin, you can definitely make a really good Corrin team and do really well. Now, the problem with talking about these other DPSs, I'm talking about Corrin. Actually, I'll get through the DPSs first, and then I'll talk about what I want to say. Billy! Billy's also another physical attacker, but he's a ranged character, and he's kind of weird to play. He has a weird gimmicks and quirks you have to work around. I'm not going to go into detail of how to play the character. I already made a guide for that. You want to be in this crouching shot thing, whatever that means. And then you have to, like, not move, but you can move. But it's weird. Anyway, let's get through his Mindscapes. Mindscape 1, more energy. Mindscape 2, more damage on your dodge counters. And you can do a rolling shots to trigger a perfect dodge. So, dodges, EX buffed, and then damage buffed. Now, when people saw this kit, they said, oh, you know what? Billy's most important attack is his basic. His basic attack is the most important, despite the fact that his Mindscapes literally say, dodge counter, dodge, like 3 different times. They're like, no, no, no. It's the basics that are important. No, the basics are not important. What Billy has over Corrin is that Billy is a ranged agent who can kind of do whatever he wants. Corrin is not a ranged agent. She's a physical agent with very short range. Billy has an easier time hitting multiple enemies. Corrin has a much harder time hitting multiple enemies. But in their best teams, Corrin will outdamage Billy. In their worst teams, Billy will probably outdamage Corrin. Not because Billy is doing more damage, but because you are not creating the opportunities to allow Corrin to deal her best damage. Let's talk about Anton. Anton is an electric attacker. He does electric stuff. Anton is the prototype for a lot of characters who have special modes. If Anton were released now, he would have a special bar underneath his HP that he can go into. He does not have that. So as a 1.0 agent, instead, he trades away having a real EX for putting him into an empowered state. It's an install super, basically. It's called burst mode. While he's in burst mode, all his attacks deal a bajillion more damage, but it rapidly drains his energy, and then he goes back to barely dealing any damage. So that's kind of the problem with Anton. Anton in burst mode is really good. Anton, when he's not in burst mode, is pretty bad. And so the difficulty is trying to balance how often can I enter burst mode and how often do I have to leave it. The problem is that most new characters basically have what Anton already has. They have their own version of burst mode, except they aren't completely gutted when they exit it. Or they can enter their burst mode so much more easily, because Anton needs energy to enter it. So when you run out of energy, you have to wait to build it up again. It's very annoying. Mindscape 1, here's some more energy. Oh, thank you. That is actually something he needs. But his drill attacks already drain so much of his drain so much of his energy. So this doesn't help you out that much. I'm not talking about his additional because it doesn't matter for his teams anyway. His EX gives him a shield. This is also not important for anything. At no point did an Anton player say, oh wow, a shield? That's exactly what I needed. Mindscape 4, he does increase everyone's crit rate. This is kind of interesting. It's a team buff, but most of the teams he's in, they don't care about this unless you're playing like Dial-In or Norma, because then their crit rate does matter. And then Mindscape 6 just says, here's more damage. Perfect, wonderful. Yes, Anton is literally a burst character. The problem is that Anton is a pretty good burst character who, when he's not in his burst mode, is not good at all. That's why Anton's not very good. Now, I've talked about these three attackers back to back. Let me show you a character everyone has on their account. I didn't mean to press that. If you've played the game at all within the past month, you know this guy. This guy is called Pyroas. He's a character that was given to everybody for free. He is substantially better than every character we will talk about today. Every DPS, I should say. Even in the selector thing that I showed. Like, was he better than... Yes. Pyroas is better than these two. And better than Jane. In his attack, relatively speaking. That's why this selector doesn't matter. It's like, which DPS should I get? You already have a better DPS than both of them. It doesn't matter who you pick. This is why it's hard to actively recommend the DPSs you see in the rest of this video. It's not because they are bad. It's just because Pyroas is so much better than them without having to put in as much effort as them. So if you're a brand new player, Pyroas is much easier and forgiving to play. But I promise you, if you take the time and effort to actually play the A-ranked DPSs, you will become a better player, period. That is one of the best ways to improve at the game, is actually take the time to play these DPSs in this list that we will talk about. Now, if you don't want to do that, totally fine. But if you're like, oh man, how can I improve at the game? Play any of these characters. You will be forced to improve, period. Speak about improving. Let's talk about Ben. This is Ben. He's bigger than the bunch. You know him well. the Ben rap. I'm not doing that. He's a fire defense agent. Oh, so he's a support? Not really. You would think he's a support because he's in the defense class. But he's not. And the reason is kind of confusing. His core says increase my defense increases my attack. Like, okay, that's a DPS thing. His additional says I buff the team whenever we're shielded. It's like, okay, that's a support thing. His Mindscape 1 says I reduce enemies damage when I block it with my special or EX. Okay, that's a support thing. Mindscape 2 says my blocks deal more damage. It's like, okay, that's a DPS thing. Mindscape 4 says, oh yeah, my blocks now also deal more damage. Okay, that's another DPS thing. And then Mindscape 6 says, my moves get more days. It's like, okay, I guess that's a support thing. So you notice the problem. Ben's kit is split between supporting the team and dealing damage. But his kit is not fleshed out enough for either of those to be really good. So, yeah. That's kind of an issue. There are teams you can use with Ben. Ben is still usable as a DPS, but he's not really good as a support, because we just went over one of the best supports in the game, Nicole. Nicole is substantially better than anything you could get with Ben. Now, the good thing about Ben is that because his Mindscape 6 is kind of not really relevant, it's more days, but like that's not what Ben was wanting anyway. So if you don't have his Mindscape 6, you're totally fine. You can just stop at Mindscape 5. Oh, I should be talking about this. I want to talk about their Mindscapes because I want to tell people, like, if you're pulling for multiple copies, of these characters, you'll probably want to know which Mindscape is a good stopping point for them. Ambi's Mindscapes are all not good, so you don't have to worry about them. Nicole, her best Mindscape is pretty much all of them are pretty good. So you can keep going until Mindscape 6 if you want, because that's a crit rate buff. And most agents don't actually have crit rate buffs in their kit. Nicole's one of the only ones who does it, besides Ben, of course. Ben has it in his core, or should say he has it in his additional. Corrin's Mindscapes all basically say, improve my damage output, and she's a DPS, so that's fine. Billy's all say, improve my damage output, and he's a DPS, so that's fine. Anton's, I would say they all say improve his damage, but half of them don't. One of them just gives him a shield, which he never wanted, so I guess you can use that. Ben, as I said, you can probably stop at Mindscape 5 because his Mindscape 6 does not really help him. It does increase his days, but Ben's problem is not that he needed more days. Ben's problem is that he needed either more ways to buff the team or more ways to buff his damage. And days is not one of those. Next is Sokaku. Sokaku is pretty good. She's an ice DPS who also buffs your attack, even outside of ice teams. So if you're just looking for a giant stat stick for your character, Sokaku is here. So I should do the voice. If you're looking for a giant stat stick to buff your team, Sokaku's here. Sokaku is kind of clunky to play. She will take much more time and effort to play than most of the other supports we have. So that is one issue against her. It is not intuitive how to play this character. You are going to have to ask players how to do things or watch guides. Now, the great thing about Sokaku is that as a support, her Mindscape 4 is the only one that actually buffs the team. You can stop at Mindscape 4 and she is doing everything she wants as a support. So if you're looking for a good place to stop on Sokaku, Mindscape 4 is a great stopping point. I don't know if I'll say that again because I wasn't scrolled down there. Her core is her attack buff to the team, and her additional is her damage buff to the team. It is ice damage, so she's only really good in ice teams. That doesn't mean you can't play her, how I phrase this. But that doesn't mean you can't use her outside of ice teams. You can just use her on any team if you just want. 1000 attack, period. End of story. Mindscape 1 extends the time of her buff. That's nice. That doesn't really change too much, but it is very good. It's pretty good because her buff is kind of short, so her Mindscape 1 is kind of convenient for that. The problem is, I'll read Mindscape 4 first. Mindscape 4 increases the ice resistance you give to enemies when you hit her with her Fly the Flag. So that buffs the team. The problem is her Mindscape 2 and 6. You read them and you think, wow. What does this say? She gets more stacks of her Vortex. Remember, she's an ice agent. That's why she has Vortexes, not a wind agent. She was the first wind agent in the game, and then they changed her to be an ice agent. So, there's that. It's like, okay, when I use any of these moves, I get more vortexes. Like, yeah. But like, oh, the times I would be using these moves are when I'm on the field and actively hitting things. So you think this is a support thing? It's not. It's a DPS thing. Okay? Kind of weird. And Mindscape 6 says, whenever you use your Frosted Banner states, increase the number of enhanced basics you have up to 12. And you also deal more damage. This is weird. Because it does bring out the question of, is Sokaku DPS good? I would say Sokaku DPS was always better than Launch Ellen. You can play Launch Ellen right now. Launch Ellen is awful and terrible. She can't do things. You can still play Sokaku DPS. It's not as good, but you can still play it. What's great about Sokaku is that all this stuff is buffs for like an attack type team, but you can still use her outside of attack teams. You can use her in rupture teams. You can use her in anomaly teams. In fact, you can just use her as the anomaly character in an anomaly team. Just give her an anomaly set, and you have her do a bunch of ice buildup on enemies. It's a budget option for if you're looking for that. She is incredibly budget Promia if you squint hard enough. That's kind of interesting. Again, however, Sokaku's issues is that she takes more time and effort to use well. She is more active on field, and her EX does not make her invincible. You will get hit out of it, or you will get hit during it, so you have to be careful not to die. Again, experiment with the character. Figure out how to use her. I know you can do it. A lot of players have gone before you. They've done the time. They put in the time and effort to do it. I know you can too. Next up is Lucy. Lucy's a weird one because Lucy's a pretty good support on paper, but the problem is in practice, being pretty good in this game is not good enough. Lucy's a fire support, and she has 3 little boars that do stuff, but they don't do enough. That's why it's kind of weird. Lucy has a buff that, actually, her buffs is in her EX. Lucy has a buff that gives you up to 600 attack on every character. For reference, Sokaku's was only to one other character. Lucy's is 600 to the whole team. Technically, that's like an 800 attack buff to everybody if you add it all up, but that's not how that works. The thing that's weird about Lucy, I'll actually talk about this later. I'll get back to it. Mindscape 1 gives her more energy. Mindscape 2 increases the duration of her buff. Mindscape 4 gives you 10 crit damage. That is not good. That's actually not good, period. Like, if this said 30, that'd be different. But it says 10. 10 is incredibly low. This is not ever worth considering. Mindscape 6 is actually really interesting. Mindscape 6 basically turns Lucy into a weird pseudo support DPS that is reliant on agents who spend energy. This includes Bernice or Piper or Norma, characters who would just spend a ton of energy and her boars will come flying off screen and hit enemies repeatedly. It's very funny. It's very humorous. The problem is that this damage is not high enough normally on Lucy. That's because she can't usually get her attack and crit rate and crit damage high enough for this to be really good. You can get it decently, but not really good. Again, the problem with Lucy is that you read her core, and it's like, her core and additional are basically the exact same thing. Her guard boars inherit her attack, impact, and anomaly proficiency, crit rate, and crit damage. This is kind of weird because this is like Nicole said, here's 40% defense red. So Kaku's at least said, oh, here's some ice damage to the team. Nicole's just said, oh yeah, my pigs do more damage. Like, what? I guess that's fine, but like, can you do something else, please? So if you're just starting out and you're just trying to find a support, Lucy is very simple to play you press EX, and then you immediately switch. That is how you actively use the character. And you don't have to switch that often, because you can just get her Mindscape 2. Her Mindscape 2 will also give the Chiron buff from her EX, so it's very simple and easy to use her. You can stop at Mindscape 2, and you are pretty much doing the same things. Mindscape 6 does increase your damage, but it increases your damage in a very weird way. It's an improvement, but it's not so much of an improvement that I would go out of my way to get it if I was a brand new player. I would rather have Nicole Mindscape 6, because Nicole will actually increase everyone's damage and not just send one pig flying off screen. We will get back to, but out of all these A ranks, Lucy is the most interesting to talk about, and we will get back to that later. Next up is Seth. Seth is a weird agent because Seth is technically an anomaly support. But the way he supports anomaly agents is not really good. It is theoretically good, but practically speaking, the teams that want Seth are fundamentally non-existent. Seth kind of wishes he was in a hyper carry anomaly team, and hyper carry anomaly teams are not that good unless you have one other agent, and her name is actually two other agents. There was one agent who wants to be in a hyper carry anomaly team. That is called Arya. Arya wants to stun enemies really fast and dump a lot of her damage. Seth is theoretically good in that team, but Seth does not have his additional in that team, which kind of stinks because Seth's additional is really good. When his moves hit the enemy, the target's anomaly build-up resistance to all attributes is reduced by 20%. I think this is the only character in the game who actually does something like this. I don't think there's any other character who debuffs enemies' anomaly buildup like this. I know Grace has it in her Mindscape 2, but at Mindscape 0, I think Seth is the only one who can do this. So that's pretty good, but this says attribute or faction. No one in his faction really wants this. No one of the electric attribute really wants this. If Remiel were an electric agent, even then, Seth wouldn't be good because Remiel only wants anomaly agents. And he can only, this is the other thing. His buff, his AP buff is 100. That's actually pretty high. That's a really high buff. The problem is that he can only give it to one agent at a time. Now, if you're an attack team, that's not really an issue because attack teams normally only have one DPS. Problem is that anomaly teams usually have 2 DPSs because of how anomalies work. There are also guides for that if you want to learn how anomalies work. The problem is that Seth is only buffing one character at a time in a team where you want to have 2 characters doing stuff at the same time. That's kind of a problem. Now, there are teams, as I mentioned, there are teams where you can use Seth, but Seth will not have his additional in those teams. And that's really frustrating. Seth would be substantially better if they just changed this to anomaly. Get rid of faction and change it to anomaly. Seth would be so much better. But he's not. And they probably won't make him better. It's very unfortunate. Let's go over his Mindscapes. Mindscape 1 increases the shield you get. That's how he gives his buff. His buff comes with a shield. It's pretty good if you're in a, again, hyper carry anomaly was a thing when Jane released. And then people realized that, wait, hyper carry anomaly doesn't have any disorders, so it's not very good. And the teams that can do it, like Alice, or Arya, or Promea, the characters who can be by themselves and do fine, don't activate Seth's additional because there are no other good electric anomaly supports to get the attribute or the faction requirement. That's why Seth, it's really frustrating because Seth is on the verge of being at least decent, but he's just not. Mindscape 2 increases his anomaly buildup on his charged basic. It's pretty good. Mindscape 4 increases his days on his defensive assist. That's kind of alright. Mindscape 6 is the weird one. If you're looking for support Seth, you can stop here. This is doing pretty much everything you want. You can actually probably stop at Mindscape 2 if you really want. Because Mindscape 4 is slightly more days, which is not like that good. It's not awful, but it's like only on one very specific move. Mindscape 6 turns him into a DPS. It's kind of like the Sokaku thing, except Sokaku is a better DPS than Seth. Because Sokaku still buffs the team, and she does enough anomaly buildup on her own. Seth kind of doesn't. His moves aren't good enough. I would rather play DPS Sokaku than DPS Seth. And it's also a weird hybrid thing because it gives this your charged basic will now deal a lot more damage and then automatically crit. So the question is, wait, do you turn him into a crit DPS who won't get as much value from the critical hit that's guaranteed, or do you turn him into an anomaly DPS that does allow him to crit and deal crit damage, but still be an anomaly teams who want to disorder stuff? That's why it's hard. Again, I would only recommend Mindscape 6 Seth if you enjoy playing the character. Play him for yourself. Try him out. He's fun. I promise you he's fun. Next we have Piper. Piper's an anomaly physical agent, and she's really good. She does a lot of physical anomaly buildup, and she's very simple to play. Another character who was also simple to play was Ambi. Ambi is simple to play and isn't good because her simple play style is not designed to work well with itself. She wants to daze enemies, but how her game plan works does not allow her to daze enemies well at all. Piper has a simple game plan. She wants to press EX and hold it as long as she can to do anomaly buildup. That's a great game plan because Piper can do that very easily. And because it's her EX, she's also invincible, so you don't even have to dodge out of it. If you just press EX on this character, you can just stay in that mode forever until enemies until you run out of energy, and you are functionally invincible. You're technically not invincible, but if you don't die, then it doesn't matter. Piper's core increases her anomaly buildup to an absurd degree. This number goes up to, right now, this is at 20 stacks. She gets stacks of power. I don't know why it's called power. And maybe it's like horsepower, but like that's not, I don't think it translated very well. And for each stack, you increase your anomaly buildup by 4%. So this goes up to 80% anomaly buildup. That's pretty strong. I wonder if it'll get buffed. Oh yes, it does get buffed. Mindscape 1. You get more power stacks. Honestly, you can stop. Piper can stop at Mindscape 1 and she's really good. Actually, I take that back. No, Mindscape 2 is where it changes because the problem with Piper's EX and special is that she kind of slows down a lot when she uses them. Kind of makes sense. She's swinging around a giant like wheel axe. So Mindscape 2 says, oh yeah, you can get your speed back. It's like, oh, well that's nice. Now you can actually move around and hit things. So you can, with Piper, you can stop at Mindscape 2. And she's still pretty good. She's doing everything she wants to do anyway. Mindscapes 3 and 5 increase your damage and your days. They do not change your anomaly buildup. That's why for anomaly agents, they don't matter as much. Now, Piper's days is still kind of relevant because assaults do increase your days output slightly. But she doesn't need it like... She does not benefit from it as much as a character like Corrin does. Also, the problem with Piper, she kind of uses up a lot of energy for her EX. So her Mindscape Force just says, oh yeah, by the way, here's more energy. Great. And then Mindscape 6 increases the duration of your power buff. It also means you can use your EX for longer. I don't think that one's as good. It's fine, but it's not the one you're needing. So overall, yeah, Piper's really good. If you've heard people talk about Piper, you've probably heard them talk about her in comparison to a character named Jane. Jane is also pretty good, but she's not that much better than Piper, which is really funny. There has been a long debate about whether or not Jane is better than Piper. The answer is that technically Jane is better than Piper, but she is not meaningfully better than Piper. Would you rather spend, if if we will go to the game real quick, you will see the cost of an agent if you just spent the lowest currency every single time is about $400 at maximum for the guarantee. The question is, would you want to spend, we'll cut that in half, do you want to spend $200 on a character who is slightly better than a character you can just get for free? Now, Jane is getting buffed. From what I've heard, the buff is not that good. It makes her, now we can officially say she is better than Piper, but she still has the issue of not being that much better. The reason Piper is important to talk about is because Remiel is coming out. If you don't have any anomaly agents, you're like, man, I need an anomaly agent for Remiel. Piper's here. She's free. She's really good. Just get her. And you don't need that many Mindscapes. If you only get 3 versions, because assuming you don't have Piper at all, she starts at Mindscape 0, so that's 1. Maybe, I would say a good stopping point for Piper is Mindscape 2, because that's pretty much all of what she needs is in here, and everything else after that is convenience buffs. It's a good convenience buff, but they don't fundamentally change how you play the character. Piper's really good. Now we're going on to another character, Pulchra. Pulchra is a weird character because she's another stun agent, and she's technically better than Ambi. The problem with Ambi is that in order for her to stun things, you have to play her. Pulchra is better than Ambi because you don't have to play her for her to stun things. She will stun enemies while being off-field. By off-field, I mean not being the active agent. Aftershocks is weird. She's an Aftershock stunner. So she'll do some swish stuff to stun enemies. That's kind of nice. It's convenient. But her Mindscapes are not very good. Her core increases her days. That's normal for you're a stunner. Of course, you're going to increase your days. Her additional buffs the damage of Aftershocks. And practically speaking, when in her teams, this binding trap thing will pretty much always be active. So you do any of the moves that you're going to be using and you will have this buff. The problem is that her early Mindscapes don't help. So, oh, she's a support, right? Yeah, she is supposed to be a support helping the team. And then her Mindscapes 1 and 2 say, oh, did you mean increase my own crit rate? It's like, no, I didn't care about your crit rate, Pulchra. Buff the team, please. Oh, I got you. I'll increase my attack instead. No, increase my attack, Pulchra. Increase the DPS's attack, not yours. That's the problem. Pulchra, you read these 2 Mindscapes and you think, oh, so that means she's a DPS. No, she's not a DPS. She does not deal enough damage ever. Her damage multipliers are too small. Her Mindscape 4 makes her EX cheaper. That's a convenience thing, but that is nice. And then her Mindscape 6 buffs her additional. So that way it now buffs all damage types. So Mindscape 6 Pulchra is really good. But when she's not Mindscape 6, you can kind of just leave her at like Mindscape 0 and nothing really changes. Mindscapes 3 and 5 are important for her days output. That part's important. But other than that, if you don't have her at Mindscape 6, and you don't have her in an Aftershock team, then she's not really buffing your damage as much. But even then, she's still better than Ambi because you don't have to use this character for her to stun things. You just press EX or you press ultimate. And there's more nuance to that. You have to hit enemies with a heavy attack. And if you're a new player, you're like, what the heck is a heavy attack? I'm not going to explain it here. Figure it out. Play the character and you will play the character in the training room. You will figure it out. It's not that hard. If you want to become better, that's the trick to it. If you are pulling for Sigrid, Pulchra, and you have no other stunner, Pulchra's probably your best option. But only at Mindscape 6. Not only at Mindscape 6, but like, if you want her to give her damage buff to the team, she kind of needs to be Mindscape 6 because Sigrid does not have Aftershocks. Now, if you have Norma, then yeah, again, it's like kind of like whatever. But even then, you can use Pulchra on pretty much any attack or rupture team. She's good enough. The biggest problem with Pulchra is that she has an evasive assist. And the game, for some reason, hates evasive assist because they're actually good. They give control to the player, and the game doesn't like giving control to the player during those moments. So that's why they don't like agents having them. That is the conspiracy theory for evasive assists. No denial. No, she is not better than Trigger in a rupture team. Trigger is better. Next is Pan. Pan's a weird character to talk about because Pan is a good support, but he's a good support for 5 characters, and outside of that, he is awful. Pan is what we call a... What Pan gives is that he gives sheer force. If you're a new player, you're probably thinking, what the heck is sheer force? I'm glad you asked. It's a buff that is only applied to rupture agents. There are only 5 of those agents in the game. That's why it's kind of weird. He also heals you if you use your ultimate. That's convenient. His core says increase the sheer force of something. His sheer force is equal to 18% of his attack. It caps out at 540. Now, granted, I've been talking about these cores. Your cores do need to be at core F to get the maximum value. But these are maximum values. Like, if you have him at core E, he's still giving the buff. That's still fine. And then his additional says he gives a damage buff. So that's pretty good. But again, it's only good for 5 very specific agents. And outside of that, he's not doing anything. Mindscape 1 increases his additional by 10%. So that's actually kind of good. Mindscape 2 gives him more energy. So that way he can use his EX more, which is how he gives his buff. It also increases the duration of his buff, I think. Yeah. Or no. It increases the duration of his debuff. It's very weird. Mindscape 4 increases his HP recovery, which is kind of weird, but it does. It's technically a buff, but like, not really. In most modes, this is not going to be the make or break Mindscape. The make or break Mindscape is Mindscape 6, because it increases his additional from 540 to 720. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. Like 540 to 720, that's like what, 180? 180 sheer force, that doesn't sound like a lot. For rupture agents, it kind of is, because how sheer force works is that sheer force is equivalent to 1 sheer force is equal to 100, or no, 1 sheer force is equal to 10 HP. So 180 sheer force is equal to 1,800 HP. So that's kind of a big increase. That's a pretty decent increase for sheer force. So if for some reason you're looking for a rupture support, Pan is here. Pan is pretty good. The problem is that we don't have a rupture agent anytime soon. So maybe Claret, maybe Claret or Roxy will be a rupture agent, and then Pan will be a character worth considering. Or if you want to play Monato, which is what we're going to talk about next. This is Komono Monato. This guy was the last A rank they released in version 2.3. Monato is pretty good. Still not better than Pyroas, but he's pretty good. Monato is a counter DPS, but unlike Ben, he actually has Mindscapes to justify it. He holds special and he enters the Molten Edge state. This is basically Anton's burst mode, except it doesn't kill him. No, wait, how do I phrase this? It's basically Anton's burst mode, except he can actually re-enter it very easily, and it doesn't cost energy. By energy, I mean adrenaline, because Rupture agents are different for no real good reason. His core just says, here's a bunch of damage. Fantastic. We love to see it. His additional also says, here's a bunch of damage. Fantastic. We love to see it. No, wait, no. Take that back. His additional increases his HP restoration, so that way he doesn't die. Mindscape 1 increases his damage. Again, he's a DPS, so all of his Mindscapes will say something about increasing his damage in some way, shape, or form. Mindscape 1 increases his fire damage of some moves. Mindscape 2 increases his fire damage of some moves. It debuffs the enemies. So Mindscape 2 is a better debuff. Or I should say it's a better buff than his Mindscape 1. But they're all pretty good. They're all decent. Again, Mindscapes 3 and 5 are more important because he's a DPS. More damage is more damage. Mindscape 4 increases his max HP, which does increase his sheer force, I believe. Or, no, wait. If this is only in the... I forgot how this works. I think how this works is because it's an increase that happens in combat. I don't know if it happens in combat or before combat. If it happens before combat, it does increase his sheer force. Huh. I forgot how this works. Anyway, it shouldn't be too important. It's going to make sure that he doesn't die. He has more HP and he doesn't die. So he'll deal more damage. Fantastic. Mindscape 6. This is a real deal breaker. Mindscape 6 allows Monato to do something really interesting. It allows him to use his assist follow-up on enemies who are stunned. And that's kind of good. Mindscape 2 allowed him to use his special to counter enemies and go into his assist follow-up. It's effectively the same thing in his Mindscape 6. So Monato is pretty good as a DPS. The problem with Monato, the biggest problem with Monato is that to use his special is what charges him up, and it's also the move you use to counter things when you have his Mindscape 2. The problem is that Monato's basics cannot be canceled by his special. If you press special while he's doing a basic, you will get nothing. You will keep using your basic. To do it, you need to press dodge and then press special. Or you have to wait until your basic is over. So if you want to get really good with Monato, you're going to have to really learn and understand enemy attack patterns. And that's kind of hard for most players. The good thing is that you don't ever have to do that. Monato's basics are really cheap to use, as in his basics 2 and 4 are completely invincible, and they're pretty good damage on their own. So you don't have to be very good with Monato to get his ideal damage output. Or to get decent damage output, I should say. He is a very forgiving agent to use. Is he better than Pyroas? No. The other issue with Monato is that Monato is a really good Rupture DPS. Right now, there are no real fights for Rupture DPSs. The ones that exist are fake. Because the only two real Rupture bites, I combined bosses and fights. The only two real Rupture fights are not in the game right now. Wandering Hunter is not going to be around for a while, I don't think, unless he appears in 3.2. And, what's his face? Hator. Hator is a Shiyu defense enemy who has not been around for a while. So I don't recall if he's going to be in version 3.2. He might be in 3.1. I don't remember hearing about it. I can look real quick. It's right here. Nope. Avarice has normal defense, so that's not a Rupture boss. Nope. And nope. Okay, so there's no Rupture boss. The other issue with Monato is that, another part of Monato's game plan is that because his buttons are so committal, he has extended animations that he's kind of stuck in. So, and his range is not very good. So there are times when you will use your assist follow-up, and then you will just start hitting at nothing because the enemy decided to move away. And that's unfortunate. However, Monato can build teams that work around this, and Monato does enough damage on his own, so it's not a huge negative factor. It is an annoying factor. It's tedious, but you can improve your skills so it becomes not much of an issue. I promise you, playing these A ranks will make you a better player, period. Can you use Monato in a pure fire team? Yes. Yes, you can. The best thing about Monato is that Monato was released during a time in the game where there were no other Rupture agents. Yishun was technically a Rupture agent, but she was the only one in the game, and she's basically just a crit DPS. When Monato released is when they actually made a Rupture boss. Monato was also designed to demolish that Rupture boss. So Monato was really good in that context. The problem is that context does not really exist anymore because there are no Rupture bosses. And the ones that do exist are fake ones. It's like, oh, here's a regular boss and we'll just give a buff to Rupture agents in this weird, very specific buff. It's like, yeah, I guess you can do that, but that's still not a Rupture boss. If I were to start a brand new account right now, start from scratch, which of these agents would I pick on the A rank selector? For me personally, I would pick Billy because I'm a Billy main. Of course I'd pick Billy. That shouldn't be a surprise. Pick who you like to play. Again, if you're looking for a specific DPS, none of these DPSs are better than the one you get for free, and his name is Pyroas. Use Pyroas. Pyroas is good. But if you don't want to use Pyroas, if you want to have fun playing the game, pick any of these characters. It's fine. Now, if you're wanting a support, again, the supports they're releasing are better, but the best supports are probably Nicole and probably Piper for Anomaly teams. Piper's a support, yes. Piper is functionally a support for Anomaly teams because she's vastly improving your Anomaly / Disorder damage or whatever. Depends on what agents you have, of course. And then maybe Polkra, if you can get her to Mindscape 6. If you're looking for a Rupture agent, maybe you pick Pan. If you're looking for an Ice buffer, maybe you pick Sokaku, right? Like, you just kind of mix and match whichever agent you feel like. It's perfectly fine. The only wrong choice is the ignorant choice. The choice where I don't know who to pick, so I'll just pick a random thing. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. Pick who you like, or do some reading. Look up some guides. Ask a couple questions to people who are willing to answer, like, hey, is Sokaku good? It's like, well, what do you mean by good? It's like, okay, be more specific. Is Sokaku a good support for her teams? The answer is, yeah, she's all right. The best if you're looking for specific mindscapes on characters, some of them are more make or break than others. Monato's Mindscape 2 is pretty good. Pan's Mindscape 6 is important, but not game breaking. Like, he doesn't change how he plays, it just improves his damage buffs. Polkra's Mindscape 6 also improves her damage buffs. It actually improves it so you can actually have a damage buff to the team. Piper, you can stop around Mindscape 2 if you feel like it. Seth is weird. None of his Mindscapes are that good. So, like, maybe you can stop at Mindscape 2, and that's fine. Lucy's also another weird case where it's like, maybe you can stop at Mindscape 2 because that means her Chiron buff is on more of her moves. Sokaku, you can stop at Mindscape 4 unless you want her to be a DPS. Then you go to Mindscape 6. Most of these characters, like Seth and Ben, and maybe... No, it's just Lucy. Seth and Ben, if you want them to be a DPS, I guess you can go for Mindscape 6. Seth is not a very good DPS. Ben is probably better, but only because he has better synergy with agents of his attribute. Anton, none of his Mindscapes are very good outside of Mindscape 6. Billy, his most important one is his Mindscape 2 as well. But his Mindscape 6 does buff his damage, as does everybody's. Ambi's Mindscape 6 buffs her damage, but her damage is not very good anyway. So you don't have to get any of her mindscapes. They will not meaningfully change how you play this character. Nicole's mindscapes are all pretty good. They all do something to increase the effectiveness of her buffs. So I think out of all these characters, for a DPS, Monato has the best mindscapes. For support, Nicole has the best mindscapes. And there's Corrin, of course, her mindscapes increase her damage. Calopan is correct. We are getting a new disc set designed for Claret. Claret will do something with defense. Ben does something with defense. So you might think, wow, a new drive disc set for Ben. Wow, fantastic. I'm sure that'll be the best set for him. The problem with Ben is that Ben is not really a defense scaler. And by that, I mean, yeah, that might sound crazy. Like, wait a second. I read his core. His core says increase my attack based on my defense. That is true. The problem is that Ben's defense to attack, how do I phrase this? In combat, Ben's attack is more important than his defense if you are using him as a DPS. So yes, you can use Claret's new drive disc on Ben. That will give him more crit rate. That's totally fine. And more damage. I think it has damage. That is fine. But that is not like the make or break thing with Ben. And now I will talk a bit more about A ranks in general, because I think this is the most important talking point is, what is the future of A ranks going to look like? Because the game has basically said, yeah, pick whoever you want. That's usually not a very good sign. The reason we got Monato is because they actually wanted players to have something to do if they, we just talked about Lucia recently. When Lucia was released, it's like, well, what the heck? If you don't have Yi Xuan, then Lucia is just a terrible agent. So they decided, you know what? We need to release a character who does something with this class, because otherwise these other characters don't really do anything. That's why we got Monato. They also designed him so he is really good against the boss they also released in his patch. So Monato is a great A rank. He helped players access a new class, and he helped justify pulling for a character that they were releasing. The problem is that the way they're doing it now is that, well, you can just pick whoever you want, which kind of tells me that they aren't going to release another A rank for a while. And I don't like that, because they released a new attribute called Wind. Right now, Valina is holding the Wind attribute hostage. And until they release more Wind agents or give them out, then most players, if your account does not have Valina, then you cannot do anything with Wind. There is no option. Maybe if you fight the boss Scorched Horizon, like, ooh, yeah, sure, that boss does do stuff with Wind, but like, that's it. That's one fight. If Zenless wants to be good to players, they will make an A rank that is a Wind agent. Now, the problem is everyone says nobody wants their favorite agents to be an A rank. I understand the reasons why. I have to disagree with them. A ranks improve everybody's account by giving them, how do I phrase this? If A ranks are good, that only makes things better for everybody. The reason why people say Monato is really good is because, one, Monato as an agent in combat, Monato is really good. In his story, Monato is one of the most fleshed out characters in the cast, period. You spend the most time with Monato compared to, how do I phrase this? Monato is one of the characters you spend the most time with compared to any other character. So when he was announced as an A rank, many people were upset because that means he'll be bad. Like, no, dude, Monato being free, I think is great for a ton of players. That means anytime any new player can re-experience the story of season 2, they can go through Monato's story and they can just get him for free. Like, they don't have to wait 6 more months to wait for a rerun for Monato. They can just get him whenever they want. That's great. That's awesome. Does that mean Monato is weaker? Yes, it means he is weaker than other Rupture agents. So instead of spending all your money on Monato, now you'll spend money on the support you'll use with Monato, like Lucia or Norma. That's totally fine. Anyway, back to the A rank conversation. It's a bit concerning if Zenless does not release more A ranks. Now, granted, if they just release S ranks and call it a day, that's fine. We got Pyroas for free. We got Zhao for free. We got Harumasa for free. That was 2.5 years ago, though, so that doesn't really count. So the A rank conversation is how do I phrase this? It's not really an issue if instead of just giving us A ranks, they just give us free S ranks. Because that's practically taking the place of here's a free A rank. The problem is like, how do I phrase this? The time and effort to create an A rank also means that the game is not like getting money off of it. As I mentioned, you don't have to pay money to get Monato. You can get him for free or relatively free. And that means the devs aren't really making a lot of money by making and designing this guy as an agent. Which begs the question, like, why would the game go out of its way to do something that won't make it more money? That's when you have to say, hey, maybe the devs want to improve the overall quality of their game instead of the funds they are getting. The game Monato is free and the game is better from it. Pan was relatively free and the game was better because of it. Now we know we are going to get another wind agent soon because Sigrid and Pyroas both have stuff to do with contamination. Contamination is the debuff you get after you apply winds to an enemy. So we will get one soon. I don't know when. If the game is nice and kind to players, they will give us a wind agent of some sort, whether it be any of these classes, it doesn't really matter. As long as they are a character who can do stuff with wind and in some way, shape, or form provide some buff to the team doing it, that would be nice. That would be gracious to players. That would make the game better by letting players who didn't pull for Relina have something to do with an attribute that they just released. I don't know how to end this video. Now, that's the problem. I talked about a lot of things that I wanted to get out. I'm not sure how to end this off, though. That's the thing. I don't know if I'll show a ton of gameplay in this video because I don't want, like... Because, like, how do I show gameplay of Pan? It's like the gameplay of Pan is you press EX and then you switch. Like, there's not much gameplay to talk about with Pan. You don't really need to play him. You can play him. He's a very bad DPS. I would say he's probably like bottom 3 worst DPSs in the game. DPS Pan, I dare you. No, not for free. You don't have to pay me for that. I will do a lot of things for free, but I won't do that. Pan does have good animations. You just never get to see them. It's unfortunate. But if you really want the A rank to pick, Lucy is getting an outfit. You pick her. I totally forgot the other part of this video. It completely blanked out of my mind. I forgot there's a second part. If you want any of these A ranks, Lucy is getting an outfit. A new summer skin. And that's going to be for free if you do the event in 3.1. So if you want Lucy to look pretty in pink, pick Lucy. Next up is W engines. As part of the A rank selector, that also includes which W engines you can get. This is one I didn't hear. I heard a couple people maybe talking about which A ranks to get. I never heard anybody talking about which W engines to get. The thing to note is that all the W engines are kind of designed for only that character. I could go in order of them, but where's the last one to pick on here? There are a couple A rank W engines that are not really worth discussing. Like Ambi's. Ambi's is designed to be good on her, but it's not because the way it's designed is just not good enough. You can switch this out with anything. It does not really help Ambi in any way, shape, or form. So don't worry about it. The Vault is designed to be good with Nicole. It's pretty good. Throw it on Nicole. It's fine. Housekeeper is designed to be good with Corrin. It's not that good with Corrin, because the active buff increases your energy regen, which is okay, but she'd rather have other W engines that actually increase her base attack, you know? Not base attack, but just increase her damage output. Energy regen is nice when you have it in your kit and you can kind of get it for free, but when you have it in a W engine for a DPS that doesn't really scale off of energy regen, it does not help that much. Billy's increases his physical damage. It's pretty good. Use it only on Billy. And unless you're crazy, you can throw it on Yishun Guang, because you can attack from far away, and that does activate the 6 meters away thing to do this. It's really dumb. You can do it. I don't recommend it. Drill rig. This is Anton's. Anton's drill rig is not good on Anton. If you watch my video, it does buff his the electric damage on his dash attack. This is a free-to-play option for a couple electric agents. It is not a good option on Anton, unless you are desperate and have literally nothing else to equip to him. It does help him stay in his burst mode more frequently. That is true, but it does not improve his damage enough to justify it, which is very sad. Drake, where's the dash? Drake, where's the dash attack? It's right here. I see the problem. Oh, do ya? For those who don't know, for the sake of the video, I'll put this in the background as I spoke over that, so that way people who don't know have a better understanding. Here's my dash attack. Oh, that says physical. Where's the electric dash attack? It's not here. This is a dodge counter. That's not a dash attack. Those are different moves. This is Big Cylinder. It's a W engine for Ben. It reduces his damage. It reduces the damage he takes, which is kind of like supportish if you squint hard enough, and it increases the And then usually after a counter, because it says after being attacked, so that's normally when you counter things with your special or EX, it gives you a critical hit based on your defense. That's interesting. Unfortunately, if you're playing DPS Ben, this thing is not really what you use. You can use it, it's just not better than what Pan's. If you're playing DPS Ben, you're probably using Pan's W engine because it's just kind of better. And we'll get to it when we get to it. This is Sokaku's W engine. It increases her ice damage, which is kind of relevant because Sokaku's ice damage is actually pretty useful for her teams. And when you use an EX, it increases everyone's attack by 2%, stacking up to 4 times. Wait, no, it's not 2%. Sorry. This is at rank 0. When it's at rank 5, this is increased to 3.2%. I forgot. Clicking on it. I don't think I need to click on it for all of them, because you can do that in the game yourself. So just going forward, these are the numbers for only rank 1 W engines. They will increase at rank 5. So Kaku's is pretty good, but it's very good. It's pretty good on agents who can use their EX frequently enough to stack. So you can use this on a couple other supports, but this is Lucy's Kaboom the Cannon. Kaboom the Cannon is the best W engine in the game, period, for an A rank. Let's just retake that. Lucy's Kaboom the Cannon is the best A rank W engine by far. They made this too good. It says, when any friendly unit in the squad attacks and hits an enemy, you buff the team's attack by this amount for up to 4 times. Each friendly unit only applies 1 stack, and they're calculated separately. But it means that all of your units, everyone in the team counts as 1 friendly unit. Okay? Some Bangbu also counts as friendly units. There's like a weird list of Bangbu that don't count for their attacks. I'm pretty sure most of them do. So you don't have to think too much about that. It also includes whatever weird summons. So for instance, Lucy's boars count as friendly units. Yuzuha's Kama also counts as a friendly unit. But I don't think Rina's puppets do not count as friendly units because they're technically not separate from her. I don't think. That's off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly. But that's fine. Even in a team where you don't have another friendly unit, this is still one of the best support W engines in the game by far. Because all you have to do is hit the enemy, and then you have an attack buff. That's really simple. Unlike Sokaku. Sokaku needs an EX to give it a buff, and you need to do this multiple times. Lucy is just, if anybody hits the boss, then you get an attack buff. It's very simple, it's very easy. They made a mistake making this. If you're choosing any W engine on the W engine selector, Lucy's is by far the best one you could probably choose for an entire class. Because, like, yeah, Ben's might be decent on Ben, and nobody else wants it. Lucy's is decent on Lucy, and pretty much every support can use this. That's why it's the one you're probably picking. Please, please, please get Kaboom the Cannon. Please prioritize Kaboom the Cannon. It's really good. It's really, really, really good. This is Seth. It's called Peacekeeper. It does stuff for Seth. It increases his anomaly buildup and energy regen. That's fine enough. This is Piper's. It's designed to work well with Piper and only well with Piper. It's fine enough. If you're getting Piper, go for a Roaring Ride if you want. You don't need it, but it's nice. If you don't have Roaring Ride, you can use Weeping Gemini. Weeping Gemini is the always available A rank one that is fundamentally also increasing your damage. It's fine. They're all kind of good. This is Polkar's Box Cutter. It's not very good because it increases her damage. Ooh, because we love Polkar's damage. Polkar's damage does so much for the team. It doesn't. Polkar does damage, doesn't matter, which is why it's kind of an issue. In the beta, Polkar and Trigger did have more damage, and then they nerfed it. They realized that, wait, maybe having an off-field stunner dealing this amount of damage is probably too good. Now, they're right, but, like, they didn't have to do it. Claire is correct. Lucia is probably the only agent who does not want Kaboom the Cannon. But if you are desperate enough, Kaboom the Cannon does still increase your sheer force because some amount of attack is always converted into sheer force. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Don't quote me on that. But I know attack buffers do also increase your sheer force by some amount. I think it's 1000 attack equals 300 sheer force. That's off the top of my head. So this amount of in-combat attack, I think it does increase your sheer force by some amount. So you can use it if you're desperate. Now, it's not better than Rina's Weeping Cradle, but Rina's Weeping Cradle. Rina's Weeping Cradle. Rina's Weeping Cradle is better on Lucia, but that can be hard to obtain because that's a standard W engine, so you might not get lucky enough to get it. You'd either have to pay for it in the shop, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good idea. It's a W engine you only need to get one of, and it's pretty good on a couple agents. This is Pan's W engine. Pan's W engine increases your attack and increases your EX and ultimate damage. This is why it's better on Ben than Ben's own W engine. Again, it's weird if you don't play Ben. The short version is that Ben scales better with attack percent than he does with defense percent. I know that sounds wrong. I promise you that is the case. And also when other members take damage or recover HP, Pan gets more energy. This means that if you put him with a Rupture agent who's constantly changing their HP, then that means he's getting more and more energy. This is why this one's pretty good on Pan. You can also use this on, if you're weird, you can, not weird, if you're desperate, you can also just put this on Caesar. If for some reason you really want her to have more energy in your Rupture team, you can do that. I don't recommend it. This is Monato's W engine. Monato's W engine. Monato's W engine. Monato's W engine is actually pretty good. Let me do this. Mumble rapper over here. Monato's W engine is called Grillo Wisp. It increases his damage and his crit rate. That's pretty good. He does have to, the equipper needs, HP needs to decrease to get this crit rate. Monato can do that very easily. Idhari can do this very easily. Starlight Billy can also do this, but he doesn't really do it during stun, so this is not that good on Starlight Billy, but you can, if you squint hard enough, you can get more crit rate on those characters. That's why it's pretty good. The fire damage you're missing out is not as important. The crit rate is the one that's really important. That's why if you want, you can just throw this on Idhari, and that's fine. There is a better, technically, there is a better generic Rupture W engine around, but it was in an event that they have not brought back. So you can't get it. So if you're, and you can't get those new Rupture agents anyway because they're not rerunning. So if you want a W engine on Monato, just use Grillo Wisp. It's pretty good. Zenichi, Promia can use every attribute? What is this black magic you speak of? It's the thing with her a bloom, right? Something about her a bloom changing stuff. Yeah, that's how that works. If Promia were support, she could use Game Ball. So at the end of the day, if you're pulling for any A rank, you might want to include their W engine. You don't have to, but you can, especially if you're pulling Pan or Monato or Seth or Piper. Please, 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 pull for Kaboom the Cannon. I normally don't tell you players what to do. I say play the game yourself, figure it out, learn the process, understand the game. I will tell you this. This is the best thing you could possibly do. Pull Kaboom the Cannon. Now that's the end of the video. I don't know how I'll edit this. I'll probably cut out some of the extra fluff I did about talking about agents. Can I get them all in one line? Yes, I can. And yeah, that's it for this video. Subscribe if you feel like it. You don't have to. I will be playing 3.1 on stream eventually. If you like what you see, you want to support this, you can just leave a comment or share it around. That's all you need. If you want to go above and beyond that, you can donate by becoming a sponsor or by just giving a super thanks in the comments. I greatly appreciate all my sponsors. My name's Yojimbo Blade, and I hope you'll have a blessed day. See you soon. That's the outro for the video. You got a shirt, Manev. Awesome. That's great. I also have shirts. I got merch that looks cool. Am I secretly Billy's evil twin, Elib? Elib. Yes, my name is Elib. That's why my name starts with a Y. I was called Elib, but like people said I can't pronounce that, so I'll say, okay, Yojimbo. That's why the Y is there, the L, the B is there at the end, you know. It's just to, you know, keep things simple for people. Proximity, I hope y'all like it. I did, when I made those, I was hesitant to make them. I ordered them for myself first because I wanted to make sure that the way I used it, it was fourth wall. So I've heard good things about them, but I want to make sure like the products I send that like I advertise as like, hey, I made merch, and then you get them and it's like, oh, these are actually awful. Like these are really low quality. I want to make sure people didn't get scammed by that. And I also wanted to make sure like I could have made a lot more money if I actually like raised the prices of stuff. Because like the shirts, they say like, hey, if you have the shirt at 8, basically you have to, the bare minimum you can make the shirt is like, I think $12. Like they say the price, like if you want to get profits off of the shirts, you have to make the price bare minimum $12. I think that's off the top of my head. I can't remember. I mean, I could look at it, but I don't want to look at it on screen. I think it was like 10.50 or 11.50 was the bare minimum price you could set. Because that way, like, they have to make money, so that's like the cost, and then whatever more you charge, you break even. I know some creators have like $30 t-shirts. I have, in no point in my life have I ever said, yo, I want a $30 t-shirt. I'm like, Pan, I'm too frugal for that. Like, nope, I like you. I'm not giving you $30 for a t-shirt. That's why I didn't make mine expensive. I instead was funny and did them like $18.28 because the 28 cents is Inferno Metal because the 28 crit rate. That's the joke. That's the bit. They do send overseas, but the overseas shipping costs a lot extra. That's why it's like I'm hesitant to be like, buy this overseas, and I don't want you to buy an $18 t-shirt and then spend $40 in shipping. Like that sounds awful. I wouldn't, because if I saw that, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll pass. But yes, they do international shipping, but I don't want people to be like scammed by like going to buy a $20 t-shirt and then seeing $50 in shipping. That's awful. That's an awful experience. Can you put the A ranks from the shop too in the banner? No. So on the exclusive screening banners, you can only select the A ranks of these agents. I don't think you can select Weeping Gemini. They have to be agent associated. I might say, what do you mean agent associated? It's like, well, okay. Technically speaking, Billy is a fan of Starlight Knights, but the Starlight engine is not Billy's engine. It's Starlight Engine Replica, which is also not the same as Original Transmorpher, which is also a Starlight Knight W engine. We got 4 of these, if you count S-Rank Billy. We got 4 Starlight W engines. It's crazy. I might be wrong about the possible A ranks. Like maybe if you could select, how do I phrase this? If you could select the non-agent W engines for the shop, for the selector, that's news to me. Based on what they showed, I don't think that's an option. This is Cauldron of Clarity. This is the Rupture Age W engine I was talking about. This one's pretty good, but it was event one that's not available. The other W engines that they've had available that you can get for free are Real Projector and Mercado Desire. You have to do, I forgot which currency it is, but it's the currency you got for Gilded Blossom, if for some reason you want to get Gilded Blossom. Real Projector is a defense W engine that is not good. Mercado Desire is an attack W engine that is pretty good. But everyone has Pyrois' W engine. Pyrois' W engine is probably better. Even if you don't have an active buff down here, you get 20% crit rate and 30% attack and 713 base attack. That's all probably more, and that's more consistent than you can get from this. So Mercado's fine if you want to get it, but like, I don't think Mercado is that good to get. Also, it's like, it's an attack W engine and says when the target is under an attribute anomaly. So like, it's, if you squint hard enough, it's designed for Harumasa. But even Harumasa doesn't really want this. So now Harumasa can use this pretty well. But Harumasa would rather have Brimstone, because Brimstone is just a higher buff. That is true, Drake Wilson. There will not be multiple copies of Pyrois's W engine. But you can just unequip it from him and put it on other agents, which works outside of Shiyu Defense. The only mode where you can't do that is Shiyu Defense, but in every other mode, you can just unequip something from Pyrois and put it on another character, and that's fine. From what I saw in the live stream, they only showed Real Projector and Mercado Desire. If they are adding more, I don't know anything about that. That is news to me if they are adding more than these two. They could add Cauldron of Clarity and Simmering Hot Pot. I don't know if they will. And it kind of makes sense. Cauldron of Clarity, that makes more sense when they rerun a Rupture agent. They are not rerunning any Rupture agents, so this doesn't help that much. And the Simmering Pot's not really that good. It's not bad, but it's not that good either. So, just kind of whatever. Kale Pan, no, it does not. You're thinking of Shiyu Defense. Because how Shiyu Defense worked was you could only pick 2 teams. Basically, floor... I can show this live, because I haven't done this yet. How Shiyu Defense works is that they kept the rules that they used to have, but they added more floors. Or added an extra floor and got rid of extra stages. So I'll just do something like this, and then something like this.
You know. All right.
The reason you can't share discs in Shiyu Defense is because if you have 2 teams, well, it's like, well, you can't just share what's on Billy with what's with Valina, because you're playing them at the same time effectively. You can't swap that around. That's not how that works. And so that's how they use it in Stage 5. When you get to Stage 5, you're not allowed to change equipment around on agents, because they're trying to still recreate this thing that they used to have for Shiyu Defense. I mean, it's still around, but it's only in Stages 1 through 4. And Deadly Assault, they don't care, because Deadly Assault was never made with that in mind. So for this run, I have a joke run that this will be its own video soon. It's Boniway Valina Arena. If I go here and I equip,
I may be slow, but I still have 2
I'll go to
fists
Valina.
swing.
I'll go to Boniway. On Nando's take, this faceplate from Billy, but wait. This was used on Billy against
Whatever you
Miasma
see,
Fiend.
I will do
Won't that
what
make it
is my
invalid?
honor.
No. This says, hey, by the way, we're going to set things in place. You can't reset your agents or Bang Boo. But they do not care about your equipment. You can change your equipment any way you like. Deadly Assault does not care about it. I should stop recording. Files are too big. This is why I would say Shiyu Defense is harder. Also, I can move myself now. I would claim that Shiyu Defense is harder for most players because in Deadly Assault, you get performance points for free. Not for free. Like, Pompeii, you have to work for these performance points. But for a character like Miasma Fiend, it is very easy to get a B. Incredibly easy to get a B. and you can freely switch around equipment for whichever way you like. Shiyu Defense does not let you do that. You got to work for everything in Shiyu Defense. They don't got any hand-me-outs. Now, granted, if you kill the boss within the 5-minute time limit in Shiyu Defense in Stage 5, you are guaranteed to at least get a B, I think. Or is it an A? I can't remember. Something that's for an S. I'm looking for an A. I forgot. I don't have the rules set up here because I have to get to Stage 5 first. We can do that now.
Starlight,
What was the
it's
buff
time to
again?
shine.
I don't care. Ult and chain attacks. Oh, yeah, it's the Norma buff. That means this is a good Shiyu because they're buffing things for Norma. And whenever they have stunners, the stage buffs for stunners are always really good for every team.
I have 2 guns,
That's why it's always
so-
the best time to do Shiyus. They're the least
Time to
chilled.
shine.
Because everyone has a chain attack and everyone has an ultimate.
I have 2 guns, so double the accuracy.
You know I would.
Starlight, it's
We fight.
I have 2
Got a new ghost story to share?
My,
Heading out for promise to
I can be.
I'll give you a hand. This is the ready looking I only you let's
How can I help? I'm at.
has made
It's out.
I
I shall
did you only
ever.
wait. Hey dear, what kind of fun job have you got me into? The promise is the
Man, it-
eradicate awaiting my let's hey don't look
Well,
down.
I can do this.
I've
Hold on.
got your back.
Is the con hello
whatever you take your time.
Wait, no. I got a better idea.
standing by look you want to test my
Want to see the red scarf?
No, that's not what I want.
I'm here, so
hey don't look down on me
want to see.
you want to
My
heading out for
ever.
hey
My
heading hey dear
Uh,
man is.
I should be able to get an S with
I'm
this.
got a new you want to test my
Want to see the red scarf?
Should have enough time. I'll switch this out
here,
for
so
do you want
later.
ever?
Wait, let me grab my field mic before
Let
we
me see what this boss is again. Okay, so that should be fine theoretically. It's obviously like an anomaly fight, but I don't care
I
enough.
have 2 guns, so double the
If it's how about a little
For this
excited-
boss, I think I'll use.
I'm here.
I may be.
Where are we going?
Whatever you seek.
Want to.
see the red scarf?
Ready?
We'll do this.
I'll beat everyone.
She'll beat up everybody, guys. And I just used you, so you have the right sets. Great. I thought my Starlight Billy was dealing less damage when I was farming. I was like, wait a second. This guy seems to be dealing less damage. Ah, who cares? It's fine. Why do you have that, Grace? Why does Grace have that one? Who cares? Why does Sokaku have that one? Ambi, what are you doing with that? You don't have that. I won't let you have that. Yeah, that's enough. I just got this yesterday. I'm happy. Now Blighter has an actual W engine that will make me not have to go out of my way to do the weird thing with Hellfire gears. I don't really like doing that. And Lucy, you're going to be... We can't put you on Game Ball because they're not weak to fire. But they're close enough. Whoops, that's not the right what's set. Not Freedom Blues? Not Shockstar. We'll just take Suna's set, why not? I'm sure she won't mind. She's not using it. Technically, the most damage should be attack. Lucy doesn't need that much for her EX.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
I have
And
2
then this
guns.
can be
I'm
pretty much
good.
anything.
I
The tried and true team for me.
We fight. I'm only standing by. So,
If you need
Man is.
where are we going? Let's go. You won't be bored.
Guys, if you use the cost system,
we fight
this team is going to be cheaper. This is right now it's 2 cost. In 2 days, it will become a 1 cost team.
Where are we fighting? Take me.
Nah, we don't need disc loadouts. They're for chumps. I ain't no chump. I don't need it. Use a we will make you cheaper by using Weeping Cradle. You could also use the vault. No, you don't do ether damage. Nice try. Never mind. Is this attack? I can make this crit rate. I've heard that that's what some people do. Main stat, crit rate. I already have a couple. Let's level this one up, see what we get. Oh, that's good enough. +1/+1 is pretty good. Because you have to farm for the specific main stat, and that's always hard to do. Especially on disc 5s now. Ooh, my attack will now be like, instead of the 1200 attack, I'll be like 11,080 attack. Ooh. That really changes the math on everything.
Where are we going? Come on. Let's show
I totally forgot. Billy doesn't have anything equipped. If you've never seen me play Billy, you're in for a treat. I will show you the ways. I'll teach you. I'll teach you where's the drive disc. I will teach you how to find the drive discs. Oh, that's right. This is the best drive disc I have for both. This is the best one for both Rupture and attackers. So it's kind of weird. I guess this one will also do, because it's a bunch of attack. That's the next best one. Yes, you. This should be crit rate, I think. Yeah, you. Give me that piece. And then this is the pen ratio. There we go. That's pretty good.
Starlight, it's Starlight Night.
Calopon?
Let's go.
I'm gonna ban you. Don't you say that. Don't you say those 3 words together. Yes, Jonathan, Shadow Harmony is Starlight Billy's best set. In theory, if you live in the world of theory, Woodpecker Electro is technically better, but it requires things beyond your control that overall end up making Shadow Harmony better. That should have been a defensive assist. Why did I not get it?
An opening.
Direct hit.
Dodge. Scorching wind. Nowhere to run.
There it is.
Why, Lucy, your boars are terrible!
Make way for the undefeated
Your boars keep
champion.
missing!
Begging for mercy.
Should have started with that.
Nothing to it.
An opening.
A beautiful shooting star.
Scorching wind.
Next round. An opening. Scorching wind. Burn. I'm going all in. Yeah.
This one should hit him. Here we go.
Sure, leave it to me.
Billy time.
Let me at him.
Oh wait, these guys resist physical. I totally forgot about that. That's fine.
Not bad.
Leave it to Billy. Don't move. It's my turn.
There's more to battle.
We need skill points.
Don't get scared, no. Fire!
I didn't realize they were physical resistant. I totally forgot.
Starlight.
Because the main boss is not resistant to physical. It's just these guys. What happened to that guy over there? Is he waiting on an invitation?
Let's clear him out.
We'll give him the invitation. Bring him in. Oh, you did not bring him in.
Perfect.
That's disappointing. Stop hitting me all the way over there, you coward! Get over here!
The ultimate Starlight.
Time to teach you a lesson.
It's showtime.
Careful, don't get scared.
Feel the power of Starlight.
See, look, this guy is normal to physical. I totally forgot those two buddies work, though. Do a defensive assist, please! Oh, I missed it. Of course I did. I also don't know the timing for this guy at all.
It's my turn. Not bad.
Oh, I canceled my dodge counter. I love that.
Come on, don't be nervous.
Easy target. Perfect. Let's clear him out. Feel the ultimate Starlight. Starlight, shine bright. Ha! Keep it up.
Yeah, so if I didn't pick a physical team against the first two bosses, I would have cleared this very easily. This is why they don't want players to have the evasive assist, because they make everything easier. Also, I love enemies that do that. It's so fun. I love defensive assist to nothing.
Your luck's run out. Go, Kama!
Feel the power of Starlight. Bang!
Is he gonna move? I can't stun this guy fast enough. I need Caesar's W engine. That's what I need.
Let's clear him out. Feel the ultimate Starlight. Don't worry, everyone will get their share. Now or never.
Ah, so close. Finish us off, Caesar.
Not one step further.
Obviously, I could have improved these teams. I could have made them better. I could have not picked the physical. I could have switched sides. If I switch sides, I'd probably get an S. Let's do that. This will be better. Theoretically. Yeah. Yeah, this stage 4 does feel tougher. I've been noticing that for a couple of them. The stage 4s feel harder than some of the stage... Actually, no, I think last time the stage 3 felt harder than the stage 4. This is why Shadow Harmony is his best set. You just use his dash attack and you get the full buff very easily.
Feel the power of Starlight.
Use a defense assist, please. I want Caesar's buff. Thank you.
Whoa! Let's move! It's my turn.
Take this.
Your end is here. It's showtime!
Oh yeah, so this is already better.
Don't get scared now. Fire!
Nailed it. Feel the ultimate Starlight.
You're too far away, Caesar! No!
Let's clear him out.
I had that timed and everything.
Don't worry, everyone will get their share.
Oh. I'm still crouching, right? I think so, but I don't want to risk it. So I'll do this.
Feel the ultimate Starlight. Let's clear him out.
Come on! Don't be nervous!
So that was better. Miss Ghouls, that is every agent. Every agent will teleport in their defensive assist follow-up, except for Caesar. That is partly why she is not good. If they just gave her a potential unlock to make her teleport to enemies, she would be much better. But no, she's rooted in place.
Here I come!
The trick will be trying to hit both these guys at once.
Gotcha now. An opening.
Direct hit!
Not done yet. I'm going all in.
A beautiful shooting star!
Relax.
Come on.
Blazing sky.
The reason I'm canceling it is because the windup for his final slam does not do enough damage to justify the time waste. Like, that final hit is pretty good, but you're doing more damage by canceling it. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that.
I pledge my honor! Perfect chance. Take this.
I'm dodging those. That's crazy. Come on. There we go.
Scorching wind!
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, I've been begging for mercy. Should have started with that. Yeah! Back already.
You can't hit me if I just choose to ignore you, moron.
There it is. Not done yet.
Did he cancel my EX punch? That's crazy. He canceled my punches. That's cheating.
Make way for the undefeated champion!
Let's try this one over.
It's my turn.
Ouch. Oh, they didn't attack. I thought they would attack.
I'll save ya. Scorching wind!
Direct hit.
Perfect chance. Slice and die. Begging for mercy. Should have started with that.
Strike zone.
Time to end it.
Home run!
Yeah, that's also a problem with Monato. Like, something like that will just happen. Nothing you can really do about it. You can play better, I guess.
Not done yet. There it is. I'm unstoppable!
Oh, I'm not in my mode. Oh, and of course the attack didn't hit me as soon as I did that.
Not bad.
There we go.
An opening! Scorching wind! Burn. I'm going all in! Yeah!
Go Rockaboo, let's go! die, moron!
I pledge my honor!
Whenever they show the text on screen, they remove the timer.
Scorching wind! Running away.
This might be another A, unfortunately. Yeah, so if I change this team to be actually good team for Monato,
Beautiful shooting star!
this would probably be an S.
Gotcha now. Gotcha.
Out.
Where to run?
Oh, and of course that move missed. We love to see it.
Make way for the undefeated champion! An opening!
Catch this one!
Can't stop a raging blade!
It felt like that was better, but I don't know if it actually was. If I improve Monato's team to get rid of the fluff.
Take your time. Wanna see? I can become even stronger.
What is this guy weak to again? Wind and ice. Okay.
Take your time.
I still want to use Monato, so we'll do that. So I'd be cheap and use Dial In.
Do you want me?
What? I can.
Man is.
Need something? I've got. I only. Let's.
How can I? I'm at.
Only the.
I'm here, so we
My flame.
wanna see the
Ever.
I can.
Do you want me to fight?
This one, I'm here. Good day.
This would be funny because Lighter doesn't have his additional.
My.
What brings you? I am.
Wanna go?
I only. You want
I could try this.
Hey, don't look down on me.
Later, don't look, but someone took your W engine. I don't think this will be any better, but well, I'll try. DPS Sokaku time, you know what? That's a good point.
You wanna
It's been a while since I've been able to use it.
You wanna?
And we can justify using Valina because it's Sokaku.
What?
My. Do you want me to?
I can become.
You know I would.
Ever.
If it's you're ready. Ready.
Yeah. I love no additionals. Let's go.
Is it work time? Is food included?
You will stay core E. Actually, no. We don't want that. We want Freedom Blues. That's right. Miyabi has the good ones.
Let's hurry. I want to be back by dinner. What? Yeah. What?
Romanoid, this is Shiyu.
Time to
No, that's a reset. Yuzuha! No, I should have started out with her. That was my fault. I should have known better. Yuzuha's weird. Calopan, we know what Jane's potential does. It's just not worth talking about because it's not very good. I did it again. I have to start with Yuzuha. You don't like Piper? That's unfortunate. It's fair, though.
Leave it to Billy.
enough talk. Let's go.
Your end is here.
Take this.
Leave the last one to me. Starlight, shine bright.
Look out!
It's my turn. Let's clear him out. Don't move. Feel the ultimate Starlight. Easy target. Perfect.
Thank you for the assault. So I have enough for my ult. Unfortunately, the last part didn't hit in the stun window, but that's fine.
Your luck's run out. Go, come on!
Let's clear him out. Feel the ultimate Starlight.
Too late to be begging now.
Feel the power of Starlight.
I will not get enough decibels. Unfortunate. No.
Isn't it over? Don't worry. Everyone will get their
I
share.
stunned too quickly. That was about 8 seconds faster than the last time, I think. Do I enjoy playing A-rank characters? Yeah, kind of.
You won't be disappointed.
I don't know about that in this fight, Valina. I might be disappointed.
Set in position.
Oh, wait. I forgot they both have defensive assist. I forgot about that in the ordering for this team. I thought I'd be bumped.
Please allow me.
Oh my gosh. They are going all over the place.
The wind rises.
Let me try. Look at me.
I thought I was pressing my special attack. I was not. Also, I used Sokaku's chain attack. Someone.
Don't fret.
That's the first time anyone's seen that move in a forever. I forgot you didn't have any energy. What? Why did you not do anything? I hate this. Zenless is such a fun game because sometimes you'll do the right thing and the game will say, actually, no, we don't want you to do that.
back. Wind.
I have no idea what I'm doing with this team. In case anyone thought for some reason that I had some semblance of an idea of how to play this team. The answer is no.
Never count out Pubstack.
So Kaku, get your... Wait, no, that's not the buff. It doesn't get from his chain attack. It comes from his EX, or his hold basic. That's what it was.
The line shall be drawn by me. Why so stubborn? Hear the howling wind.
Let me try.
That's frustrating.
My turn. Please step back. The wind scatters the past, and you're next. I did warn you. Still not backing down?
I can also become an Asura!
This is also an A rank. No, I don't think this runs the run. Actually, I think this boss is way too tanky. Actually, because the first side's really simple and easy. This side's easy. That's an easy fight. This guy is tough. I mean, we can look at its HP real quick. Yeah, so this boss has 11 million HP. This guy has 22 million HP. It's quite literally twice as strong as this. That is why it's way more challenging. And these guys have this number here. For reference, in 3.2, stage 4, these two both had 15 million. This guy has 22 million. That's a lot. I think Seth has to go. The joke is not funny.
I can help.
Though it is funny.
Let's
I'm at your
Lycon, get up here.
follow. Thank you for the recognition.
Yeah, okay. Valina will be the star of this team.
Is it work time? Is food included?
Ugh. Come back, Astro Voice. Come back. I need your love. This should be fine.
Ready for combat.
After this is done, I think I'm going to be ending stream. Because this guy's annoying. All right, Yuzuha. Thank you for eating up my dash attack, Yuzuha. I love aftershocks. They're making a dead move. Also, they're not grouped anymore. That's a problem.
Easy target. Perfect. It's my turn.
You think you can get me with that? I wasn't born yesterday. You can't attack me from behind. I know your moves.
Mess with me.
Starlight, shine bright. Ah!
Honey.
Feel the power of Starlight. Not bad.
Why'd you jump all the way over there? Ouch. This should get the stun.
Let's clear him out.
I should have stayed on Billy to do more dash
Ultimate
attacks.
Starlight.
Let's roll.
Together now. It's showtime.
I didn't need to use that EX because I already got the
Your luck's run
I got the assault proc. I didn't need to use my EX. That's a waste of decibels.
Easy target. Perfect. It's my turn. It's my turn. Let's clear him out. Feel the ultimate Starlight.
This is a slower time. Probably because they weren't grouped at the beginning. That was about 11 seconds slower. Romanoid, I do not know anything about the percentage damages for Nekomata's buff. She will be much better though. That's the percentage is a lot. Ouch. I'm trying to get you so they're both on screen at the same time, you moron.
Feeling cold. I did warn you.
Time to clean the floor.
You.
Here to serve you.
Come on, Lycon, you got this. Get him! He's right there! Come on, dude! Oh, they resist... Do these guys resist ice? Oh, no. They don't resist ice. Why was I doing physical attacks? I was holding down basic. Those were... I was pretty sure those were charged moves.
You won't be disappointed.
Time to eat. All right.
Pardon me.
What? Thank you, Lycon. I appreciate it a lot!
Keep your distance. Nothing but air. Hear the howling wind.
Let me try. Let me try.
Let me hit you! You're at 99 days. You cannot be doing this! Look at them. He's stunned. He is quite literally stunned. Look at that bar. She's the only standard you don't have? That's unfortunate. Why did I not have enough energy for that? I should. I think I need to do a basic string, that's why.
trying to end this.
Zokaku's here!
Stop hitting me from off screen! I don't have Billy to take you down right now.
Please allow me to rain. Wind shear. Still not backing down.
Time to clean the field. For you, I'll eliminate any obstacle.
I did warn you. Here.
Say no more.
I'm here! Here we go!
We'll just do this now to give the buff to Valina.
Don't fret. All will soon be calm.
Do I have time to beat this guy? I don't know if I do.
Let me try!
Please step back. The wind rises.
Here to serve you. Await.
Courtesy is a form of violence. The line shall be drawn by me.
I can also
I didn't need to do that, but that's fine.
Hear the howling wind.
Pardon me.
I don't have enough Zokaku stack.
I did warn you.
This is still getting an A rank. No, I can't even do the good joke team.
Just don't blink! Put it out of...
Take this. Wind shear.
With this power.
A diversion. Here.
I think the Mazo team did better. 30 seconds off. 27 seconds off. 23, whatever. Calopan, this is your fault. I'm gonna get this S, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it by cheating. This guy is stupidly strong. These two are also unnecessarily strong.
Zokaku, ready!
If I use Piper, I think people will be bored. I don't think people would like me using Piper.
I'm here. How about a little late night Hello.
Also, those first guys resist physical, but that should not be an issue.
I sense standing by. Let's good day, Proxy.
It's our turn, bro.
Have made Rena at your service. We fighting? A wise choice.
I could be crazy. I could be crazy.
Go ask my call.
I'm not crazy.
I sense someone's. Ooh, we really.
Price is steel.
I can.
Whatever you seek, I will devote myself whole.
Is that?
I may
Take your time.
whatever.
I have
I'm gonna be cheap.
Is that?
I may be slow.
This weather's perfect for a little.
Gonna switch to all reliable here.
I can become even stronger.
If it ain't broke, don't re-break it. If it didn't break, don't. Wait a second. Oh my gosh. Caesar did not have a W engine. That's why my first time was so slow. It's like, man, I don't think I'm stunning as fast. It did not change anything, for the record. Caesar not having a W engine did change nothing. It was this defense buff that we were missing out on. Anomaly Nicole. That's an option. The problem is that guy resists ether.
We fighting?
So no, I don't think I want to do that.
What kind of fun job have you got me into this time?
You should not have that. Wait. Now I can give... Okay. Now I can give you... Kaboom the cannon. There we go. Bada bing. That's what we like to see. Should I be having crit rate? I forgot exactly. You give yourself like what? This gives you 20. King of the Summit gives you another 12. Assuming you even have it. Yeah, that's fine. I could make this crit rate, but that might be close to the cap. I think that's good. The plus 20. No, we're still overcapping by like 6 or something. 6 crit rate, something like that. Because we're getting 32. Yeah. Not that that's a big deal, but it's just kind of annoying. Also, I forgot your W engine's giving 24. You're giving 20. Am I overcapping? Oh wait, this crit rate is 10%. So I would have been overcapping by a lot. 10 plus 24 plus 12. I'm not doing that math. That's enough.
Take your time. Leave the nastiest one to me.
Where's Shark Boo? Why were they not highlighted? You saw that too, right? They just weren't highlighted. And we'll do Jake. Why not? What does Streaker say about Harumasa? Sorry, I wasn't looking. Streaker, ask your thing again. Sorry, I didn't see it, and I'm scrolling up and I don't see it again. I have not seen the Remiel demo yet. I'm gonna watch that when 3.1 comes out. What is this buff again? Chain and ults, and when chain hits, the enemies... Okay. This is like the one they had last week, too.
Jump in.
Full stacks of Shadow Harmony. That's easy.
Ready.
You did not do an attack.
Let's clear him out.
Don't wanna mess with me! Take this!
Your end is here. Starlight, shine bright. Stand still. Feel the power of Starlight.
You love to see it. You love defensive assists. I've never had an evasive assist miss like that. I'm just letting y'all know. Sometimes it'll whiff, but you're still invincible and you go right back into doing what you want. I've never seen an evasive assist do that though.
Time to shine.
That's not the right character.
Out of the
Feel the ultimate Starlight.
Don't wanna mess with me!
Let's clear him out.
Time to teach you a lesson!
Easy target. Perfect. Don't worry. Everyone will get their share.
Time for a surprise! Woohoo!
That was the wrong character, but that's fine. Do it again, come on.
Feel the power of Starlight. Feel the ultimate Starlight. Let's clear him out. It's showtime!
Come on! Don't be nervous!
Haramasa Grace Arena is a team. I don't know how good it is right now. That's called a perfect timing on that.
Let's clear him out.
That was for style points. There's no real point to doing that. I'm not getting my ult in time.
Starlight, shine bright.
I don't know how, Streaker, I don't know how good that team is now because the teams where that is good is like, in theory, that team is good, but there are no real bosses where that team is good. Like, yeah, you could play Mono Shock against this boss, but like Mono Shock does not do anything meaningful against these bosses. It is hard to see their blasters when they do that. I haven't looked for the tell, but it's a bit difficult to see.
Forcing wind!
Begging for mercy. Should have started with that.
Hey!
Blazing sky. Burn. I'm going all in.
Style 1 for complaints, style 2 for attack.
I don't think Lucia's had her buff for a while. I might be crazy. I know I've been holding on to Dylan's buff. Or ult. That's because I haven't had a chance to ult.
Scorching wind! Running away? Too late!
Hello?
I didn't mean to press that button.
And for you!
That's fine.
Hello,
Begging for mercy. Should have started with that.
Wanna play a game?
That didn't count?
Got one for complaints. Yeah. Got two for pretty, right?
An opening!
Drawn from countless legends, melodies, and dreams.
I think this is the one.
Scorching wind! Burn! I'm going all in! Yeah!
I didn't mean to press that again, but it doesn't matter.
Unforgivable! Dreams.
Running away? Too late!
This is the yes. Yeah, the second side's much harder than the first side. Okay. Look at the combat data. This is why Caesar not having a W engine didn't matter. Obviously, this team would be better if I actually had Lucia's W engine and Dylan's W engine, right? Actually, this team would be better if I had Norma instead of Dylan. I don't have Norma. Because I think then Monato would have more stacks of Yunquei Tails active. I don't know off the top of my head. I messed up a lot during that last fight. Lasagna, Soldier Zero Ambi is worth it if you enjoy playing her. You already have a better DPS than her. His name is called Pyrois. Pick whoever you want. You'll go for Hugo then? That's fine if you like him. It has been funny though trying to talk to people about like who should I pull for? Should I pull for Ambi or Hugo? It's like you have a better DPS.
I have two guns.
It's Pyrois. Just pick him. Just play him. You're getting him for free. Pick whoever you want to play. It does not matter. As long as you enjoy playing them, that's what counts. Or if you have a Rupture agent and you pretty much just want Lucia. Yeah, that's fair. Hugo's hot. I get it. Not me, though. I understand. It's like the thing where it's like guys understand that other guys are attractive, but they are just not attracted to them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know some celebrities are attractive, but I do not feel any desire to be sexually intimate with any of them. I like women. What can I say? Women are beautiful. of course, if you heard people say, "Oh, I didn't like Sunbringer's design," "Oh, I'm just a closet gay guy," it's like, no, I just don't think her design's that good. I didn't care for that design. When she put the jacket on, all of a sudden, it's like she put the cloak on and she looked cool. And she took the cloak off and she looked less cool.
Starlight,
At least from the
it's time
trailer
to
I
shine.
saw from the end of the 3.1 live stream. Evelyn has a similar issue
I'll protect you
where
from
I think
anything.
Evelyn with her jacket looks really hot, and then she throws the jacket off, and I think she loses a lot of her cool factor. Like the jacket helps give her upper body a lot more definition, and when she throws it off, she just kind of looks a bit weird, in my personal opinion. As a take,
confirmed. Preparing to move out.
especially because you're always viewing these agents from the back. So anything to make the back look more interesting is good. And then she throws it off. It's like, okay, so now you just look like everybody else, except now we can see how, like, big your butt is now. Yay, fantastic. Just like every other hot agent. Yes, Jahan, I did see people mention that. Oh, that's not what the original Sunbringer looked like. You're just guessing. It's like, no, they showed us. They're the same. They're the same face. They're essentially the same. Maybe not the same personalities, because like something about Eldrada splitting her personality, like we're in Xenoblade 2 or something. But she split her personalities into 3 people. Some people are all about that armpit. That's what Piper's for. And she's old, kind of. It depends on who you ask. The joke with Piper is that nobody knows how old she is.
Let's take a break.
Like, canonically, in Yuzuha's... In the final S-rank... It's so funny. The final S-rank trusted with Yuzuha is you going on a date, y'all two hanging out with Piper, and the joke is like, how old is Piper? And we're like, we have no clue. The joke, if they ever reveal Piper's age, the joke will not be funny. That's the point. Piper acts old and looks young, and she's probably somewhere in between. She should retire soon. With this kind of the bags under your eyes, lady, you need to take a nap. Take a week off. Let a Bang Boo do your job. It is funny, definitely in hindsight. They did not prepare for Tall Bang Boo when they did Piper's Trust event, where she talks about how if they're ever Tall Bang Boo, I'll be out of a job. Like, oh no, Piper, watch out! Get your 401k ready. She has no 401k. She spends it all on scratch-offs. No! She's a gambler. Yeah, that last boss in stage 4 is really tough. I don't know what else to tell people. That was not like oh, he's just doing it for the bit. Like, nah, dude, like... This guy's tough. 22 million HP? Yeah, 22 million HP. Did the stage 5 bosses have 22 million? Yeah. For reference, stage 4, this guy has 22.5 million HP. The next stage, Isolde, who's supposed to be harder, has about 5.5 million more HP. That's not that much. Like, that's kind of weird. You guys can't see it because it's kind of small, but this said, whoops. This says 28.27. This says 22.41. So it's not that much of an increase. It's just weird that they put those two together. Also, for some reason, this guy has like a bajillion HP, but like it doesn't really count because his anomaly is so anomaly buildup is so low that he takes omega damage from everything. So, yeah, and He has a thing where he gets purified twice and he takes a bajillion damage, so that doesn't really count. So when you purify him twice, that's 30% of his HP that you just ignore. So this is higher than it. So it looks high. It is still high, but it's really not that high when you're using an anomaly team. That is true, Jonathan. However, everybody has Pipe. Everyone can get Piper. You can get Disorder. You can get an anomaly on him very easily. It's not that hard. Because if we go to this is the last thing I'll show. If we go to monster page, yes. And we go to we need the A's. Where is he on here? Hard to spot them all now. There's Rampant Brute. I'll just type in Brute. Miasmic Rampant Brute. There we go. It should be close enough. I don't know if it's the exact same. But yeah, you know it is. His anomaly buildup is 2,250. That's low. For reference, let's go to Terror Raptor. Terror Raptors is 3,300. So this guy is basically much less. That's a lot lower. So you get anomalies without even trying on this boss. So, and that's more important for like a Bloom teams with Valina. So you just get a ton of anomalies back to back to back to back. It's crazy. Yeah, wind is for some reason, every boss has a much lower wind buildup. Like Terror Raptor is also low. That's why it seems like Valina. That's because wind is like the enabler attribute. It's supposed to be a support. That's also why Pyrois is, I mean, also if you look at Sigrid. Whoops, I can't do that. For some reason, opening in a new tab doesn't work half the time. But if we look down at Sigrid, I'm not spoiling anything about the character, but it says, when attacks hit enemies under contamination. That's a wind thing. Contamination is a wind thing. So she wants to be paired, theoretically, in this specific context. She would like to be paired with a wind agent. And we only have Valina right now. So if wind is supposed to be like a support attribute where it's used to buff up other attributes, that's fine. It's just we don't have those agents yet, which is why we'd like to have an A rank. Pyrois has a very similar thing. His left ult says, I deal more damage to contaminated enemies, or enemies under contamination, however it's worded. And no one uses his left ult because there's no agent who wants to do that. Valina could, but Valina and Pyrois do not want to be on the same team. So, that's it. That's all I got. Oops, wrong page. I will send y'all to another stream if I can find it real quick. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciated it. A lot of y'all stuck around, and I'm glad. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. If you were trying to talk to me one-on-one, I apologize. I was focused and in the zone. Don't leave just yet. Which character says that? Don't leave just yet. I thought that was Bernice. I thought Bernice says don't leave just yet. Hey guys, do me a favor. Before y'all leave, when y'all leave, go to that URL and type in Yojimbo Raid. Thank y'all so much. I hope you have a great day. I'll be streaming 3.1 eventually, not on launch day because I want y'all to enjoy the game for yourself first. And then I'll do it eventually. I'm still working on the Season 2 story review. It's just taken a while to get through because I want to make sure I address things that need to be addressed in that presentation. All right, that's all. Have fun. Good night. Bye.